Well, it happened last night. Doesn't happen often. I mean, it happened much earlier in my career, more often, but it happened last night. It occurred. It was very active. It was very, very disturbing. It was very tumultuous. It certainly dragged on me. I don't think I'm as alert and rested as I should be. Would anybody like to guess here in the studio, minus Froggy because his back is out again, what the hell I'm talking about?
I mean, obviously you had
Anybody like to guess?
Did you have a really bad night's sleep or something?
The bad broadcaster dream.
Damn right. Look at that, Roxanne, right off the bat. You know, you've become one of the more intuitive members of the MJ Morning Show. You've come a long way, young woman.
Oh, why, thank you. I think I was intuitive before I joined the show.
I should have said little lady.
Little lady?
You've come a long way, little lady.
Sugar britches.
Sugar bleeps. Who was that?
That was Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
When he was pulled over by officers in
California Highway Patrol or the LA County Sheriff's Office. No, I think that was a California Highway Patrol officer.
He goes, what are you looking at, sugar bleeps?
He was all like lit and blasted, and he was pulled over for drunk driving, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And called her sugar bleeps.
With the T word?
Yes.
That's
rhymes with kibbles and bits and Ritz. And didn't you ask the other day whether you were allowed to say that word on the air?
It was the same day that I took some cough syrup before I came to work.
That's right. You're all Benadrylled up good. That's what I want to hear. I'm on the Howard Franklin Bridge next to Roxanne. She's all Benadrylled up good. All right. Hey, folks, welcome to the MJ Morning Show here on, what is this, Thursday? Look at that. All right, Thursday broadcast. No Froggy.
Poor guy.
Yeah, we'll get to Froggy in a second, and I'm going to try to get him on because, man, he's got to do something. And what would happen if he had to travel to, like, Indianapolis for his shelving and hardware convention? Would he not go? Would he be wheeled to his seat on the airplane in a wheelchair? You know, would he be like, I overheard something. Hang on a minute. I got to write this down. When we were traveling, when we were coming back from Scotland and we were at LaGuardia,
right?
I overheard two gate agents make an amazing statement. I got to share that. I just wrote it down. So LGA, LaGuardia Gate. I got to write this. All right. So we'll get to this later on. I meant to talk about this when I got back from vacation after our early spring break, but I will mention exactly what I overheard. So, no, I had the broadcast dream.
Ugh.
And it doesn't happen often anymore. It happened a lot more when I was younger and just starting off in the business. But, man, I had a rough one.
It's quite exhausting.
Yeah, and listen, if your occupation is X, Y, or Z, you've had the same nightmare about your job, I'm sure, about stuff that goes wrong. Just everything goes haywire. And I had the dream last night and just doing the show, and everything went wrong. I screwed up. The equipment screwed up. Whatever could go wrong went wrong. It was just an unmitigated, just a complete diarrhea disaster. It was awful.
Was I at least funny?
Yeah.
I mean, was Roxanne as intuitive and witty as she is in person in your dream?
You know what? I can't recall whether you guys were even in it. I don't know.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah. I don't even know if you guys were here. It was just everything went wrong. Whatever could go wrong, it went wrong. And it was one of those active dream nights where, it wasn't really the alert dream. It wasn't, and we've talked about this.
Yes.
The dream or the dreams or the night's sleep where it doesn't even feel like you're sleeping.
That's a different thing.
What it is, whatever it is in your subconscious, it's almost like you have this weird awareness. Now, you really are asleep. You are sleeping, but there's this weird awareness that you think that you are awake all night long, that you're not really sleeping. And when you have those nights, and Roxanne, you get those, I get those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it often. I only get those like once or twice a year. And it just doesn't feel like you're rested. It feels like you've been awake on a treadmill and you've been running from like Freddy Krueger all night long. And it doesn't feel like you got a real rest. This wasn't that dream. This was just a very active. You get those dreams that you just remember. you wake up and it's like it's vivid. And, most of our dreams, we don't remember. And I'll wake up most mornings and I don't remember my dreams. But, once, twice a week, or I'll get dreams that just make an imprint and you remember the dream. And last night with the radio disaster and everything melting down in here and like screwing up like in the biggest way I've ever done in my entire, 40 years abroad. When did I start? I started in 82. My first job was I was 16 years old at WCPK, Chesapeake, Virginia, 1600, top of the dial on the AM dial. And I was 16 years old. So, last year was 40 years for me. So this is 41 years. 41 freaking years in this business.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. And then Froggy. Got a text from Froggy. He says he can't walk. But he said that he was in pain last night. We got a text last night saying, hey, guys, I'm in pain, but I'm going to make it in. I'm probably going to have to do the whole show lying down on the floor on my back. And that changed to early this morning. I can't make it. I can't walk. You know what we need to do? We need to establish that relationship we have with the ambulance company. Which one was that, Fester? You booked all that stuff.
You know what? It was
Was that AmeriCare?
It was. All of our friends aren't there anymore. We need a
Spine Institute.
Yeah, we need a.
No, we need a new ambulance company because I would have them pick up Froggy at his house, put him on a stretcher, transport him with the lights and sirens. Woo, 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 woo.
We're not trying to heal him, Roxanne. We're trying to just bring him in.
Yeah, because what I would do is I would have the ambulance company just put him on a gurney, bring him up, and then just lie him down right in front of his microphone over here, and he can just be flat on his back on the ambulance gurney. We can just move the microphone like right over his head, like, sort of like, hey, can you see me, Andrew? Is this working? Can you see? Like this, he'd be flat on his back, and I'm doing this on MJTV, and then Froggy would be like, hello,
You're making jokes, but yesterday...
I'm not making jokes. I feel bad for the guy, but we've got to figure out what's wrong with him.
Yesterday, during every commercial break, he went to lay down. He dragged his back.
I saw he put a picture on the MJ Morning Show Facebook page.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Facebook and hits, man, they're becoming really whacked over here about the web hits. We got to talk about that because we could get fired.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the MJ Morning Show... The return could be just a 2.5-year short-lived experiment. We might get fired. Let me write that down. I got to get to this also. Fired. I just wrote this down on my sheet. See, I just wrote fired.
It's a busy
Good
sheet
note for today.
All right, we got a big sheet already.
Okay.
Holy sheet. We got a lot of stuff coming up this morning. All right, hang on. We're just getting rolling. Fester, it seems like you have something to say.
No, I'm ready.
All right, hold
We're
that.
ready.
If you do, hold on. We'll be back in minutes. Just getting started. The MJ Morning Show on Q105. You don't want to miss a moment of today's show. the extended remix ending of Lisa and Toe Jam. So
I like that.
yeah, you like Lisa and
I
Toe
do too.
Jam? Yeah, they're fantastic. 6:21 at the MJ Morning Show. Somebody said something. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this now. I'm just gonna hype this and tease it, but I will get to it. But somebody during the course of the show said something. It was either Andrew, the producer, Fester, Roxanne, or Froggy. Somebody said something, and it did not go unnoticed. It was not said on the air. It was said off the air. So I found this very intriguing, and I just didn't have the time at the moment to delve. But this morning, I'm going to inquire and try to open the door a little further.
So is this something we already talked about on air?
No. Well, not yesterday.
Okay.
I can't say that it hasn't come up at any point during the show. It probably has, during the nearly 2.5 years that we've been back. But somebody said something which I think is of importance and of note. So that's coming up in just a bit. Hey, we got to try this. Did you see that Walmart is going to start drone deliveries?
Yep.
Yes.
Holy crap. And then we got a bunch of stores in the Tampa Bay area that are going to deliver your crap via drone.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of like, what is it, 7 or 9? I saw something about this.
Yeah, well, it's out there. And it's a
Tampa
real
Bay
thing.
stores.
What are you saying? 7 or 9 what?
Stores in Tampa Bay.
Okay, all right.
Hold on, let me check. It is
So this is Walmart, and how does the drone delivery service work?
six Tampa area Walmart.
So you went from 7 to 9 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Stop
right.
it.
See that? I pictured close to 6 with a 7, and then the upside down 9.
Not that far off.
No.
Let me give you the story. Walmart is now using drones to deliver your selections. They're partnering with Drone Up Delivery, and they're providing service from 36 sites in 7 states, including right here in Florida. And we've got a pretty high density. Here are some of the questions. How does it work? Placing an order. Walmart says a customer places an order via droneupdelivery.com. The item ordered is pulled from the store, packaged, and loaded onto the drone. The drone then flies to the customer's house, delivers groceries to the customer's yard. The drone, hovering 80 feet up, uses a sturdy cable to lower the package to the ground. Walmart and Drone Up say that your items should arrive in 30 minutes or less in most conditions. Wow. And I've got the list. I've got the actual list of local Walmarts. The delivery fee is $3.99.
I'll pay that just to watch a drone buzz my house.
You can order items totaling up to 10 pounds. Simply put, if it fits safely, it flies, according to Walmart. Drone Up recently upgraded its aircraft to support payloads up to 10 pounds. When the program was initially announced nationwide in May of 2022, the weight limit was 3 pounds. That's significant. They've more than tripled the weight capacity of the drone. And listen, this is not new in the sense that we've been talking about this, because remember Amazon made a bunch of noise like, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, that Amazon was they were applying for permits to deliver your crap from Amazon.
Have they ever done it?
I don't know if they have, but it looks like, Walmart's going to do it. The delivery range, hub locations are chosen based on several factors, including weather and population. Right now, delivery is around a 1 mile range, but we are looking to increase that in the future and provide this service to more people. According to Walmart stats, 4,700 stores are located within 90% of the U.S. population. But not all of these people live within 1 mile of a Walmart. The goal and the ability was to deliver 1 million packages by drone in the first year. Walmart corporate announced in December. And I guess last year, Walmart did do 6,000 drone deliveries in the U.S., which is not a lot.
That's a test.
This is a test. This is only a test. Drones have that noise.
Yes.
That, that
That
drone.
hum.
A test of the Walmart drone system.
All right, I have a list of all of the local Walmarts that are going to be delivering by drone.
Okay.
It's going to be store number 2740. Store number. No, I do have that, but it'll probably be better if I give you the addresses of the store.
Nah, just give us the store numbers.
All right. So the local stores that are going to start delivering by drone. I mean, listen, I'll order crap I don't even want just to test it out. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once or twice.
Up to 10 pounds.
But then I'd love to see an 8-pound gallon of milk just lowered to my doorstep.
What if it's dropped on someone's car accidentally?
Ooh.
What if the cable snaps?
Seems like a lot can go
Yeah,
wrong.
really. All right, so here are the local stores that are going to start delivering via drone. Newport Richie, it's the State Road 54 store. So 8745 State Road 54, that's in Newport Richie. 2140 Bloomingdale Avenue, that's the Valrico Walmart. 7450 Cypress Gardens Boulevard, that's the Winter Haven Walmart.
Okay.
You've got, this could be close to your house.
It's not. It's way up Bruce B.
Oh,
Downs.
is this up in New Tampa?
Yeah, this is New Tampa. This is
Okay.
north of 75.
Oh, yeah, 19,910 Bruce B. Downs. So that's up in New Tampa. That's the Walmart up there. 1208 East Brandon Boulevard. That'll be one of the Brandon Walmart locations. And then, they might be able to deliver to you a General RV Fester when you're working over there because the Sefner store, is that within a mile?
No, it's within MLK is 5 or 6 miles off of I-4.
11720 East Dr. MLK Boulevard in Sefner. So those are the, what is that, 7 stores? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's the 6.
6 local stores are going to start delivering crap via drone from Walmart.
I will hand it to the Sefner location of Walmart.
What's that?
It is the best people watching. The best.
Would you like to elaborate?
No, but you all know
Just
what I
go.
mean.
No, you
Just
can't,
go and watch
you can't
yourself.
just say that the Sefner Walmart is the
Okay.
best. Listen, I think I know where you're headed,
They
but I
don't
just
call-
I want you to say it.
They don't call Sefner Methner for nothing. And they all shop there.
I didn't know that was a nickname.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh, you never heard that?
No.
Methner.
Yeah, listen, if I were to guess what local municipality in the Tampa Bay area has the most meth labs per capita,
Oh, God. Methner.
I would have to say that Sefner probably tops the list. You think
Gibsonton was the next
Yeah, you think Gibsonton might be on that list?
I don't- I mean,
That has more of a carnival feel.
I mean, exactly.
Well,
it's not helping the case.
All the ex-carnies are making meth now. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding.
Lobster Boy stirring up a pot with his little claws.
We ought to have a Lobster Boy reunion.
Is he still alive?
I don't. Yeah,
Wasn't one of them dead? Wasn't there?
the dad. Remember the
Yeah.
dad? Yeah, I gotta refresh my memory on Tampa Bay Lobster Boy history.
So we could send packages to Lobster. We could send lobsters to Lobster Boy's house with Walmart's drone delivery service.
Yeah, I don't think the Walmart sells lobsters, do they?
Maybe frozen lobsters. I don't
Maybe.
know.
All right, so give me some of your top 2 people watching experiences at the Sefner Walmart
it's-
Fest.
What have you
it's-
seen?
It's too many to mention. They have a bench out front, and you could just sit on the bench and buy like a Slurpee or something.
Why don't you just sit there and take pictures and we'll post them up? Fester's People of Walmart and Sefner, and we'll put a slideshow up on mjmorningshow.com.
Oh, fantastic!
And you could probably add some to the People of Walmart website. And that's a real deal.
Yes.
There really is a People of Walmart website where, my God, people submit all kinds of pictures of the humanity spotted at Walmarts across the country. And listen, Walmart attracts everything. Walmart attracts multimillionaires all the way down to folks that are all scabbed up and using and making meth and Sefner.
It's everything.
And somewhere in between.
And everything in between. Everything. I'm sure Walmart attracts billionaires. You've got billionaires that'll walk into walmart has every single demographic spread on the planet.
I once did some work for McDonald's, and the area vice president was in the lobby with me. He's like, "This is every person in America in my lobby right now."
It
And
is
he was right.
total cross-section, without a doubt. All right, just getting rolling. Look at the phones here. Why are people calling? Hold on.
Well,
Why-
I'll tell you, I've gotten a bunch of texts.
Let me just pick up a random call. Can you
Okay.
hang on one sec? Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. I just picked up line 6 just randomly.
Okay.
Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. We just picked you up. You're live on the air, but we're on delay, so don't pull any funny business.
Hey, I was just calling you to let you know Grady Styles III is still alive and still around.
Oh,
Lobster Boy.
Yeah, he called us, didn't he?
I can't remember. Now, what's your first name?
Odell.
Hey, Odell. All right, so Grady Styles III was the Lobster Boy's son, and he's still in town?
Yes.
Yeah, we had a history with him. We had him on the morning show several times years ago, and he's still in town. What does he do for a living? Do you know?
No, I haven't talked to him the past year and a half.
All right, well, listen, buddy, last year and a half he's around. All right, anything else you want to add?
I know he was on A&E show, Freak Show or something like that.
Yeah.
The shows.
On A&E. Really? All right. Yeah, Fester's actually looking it up right now. Yeah, they had the bearded lady and Lobster Boy. Are they having a relationship? Hold on, there's a story. The bearded lady and Lobster Boy, a Valentine's Day love story. Hey, Odell, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the tip.
This story is from February of 2016.
Well, all right, hang on. Is this Vanessa? Vanessa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, I've got something really funny because about 2.5 months ago, I'm on a dating site. And 2.5 months ago, he asked me out.
Hold on a minute. Lobster Boy Grady Styles III asked you out?
Yes! I freaked out.
No, he's listen. I would go on a date. I mean, when we had a
Yeah.
hold on. What do you mean? No, we had a good time with Grady Styles.
Why? What's
you
your-
know what? I love seafood, but he's not my type.
Oh, little lobster joke
Listen,
there.
You don't know the things you can do with those hands. I mean,
All right,
I'd give
Fester,
I'd give him a chance if I were
Fester,
you.
would you knock it off, please?
She's the one on the dating site.
Would you stop it,
Well,
Fester?
maybe if I was a little bit of a freak, maybe, but
Oh,
you know.
man.
Now, Grady Styles, we had a good experience with him, if I recall. He's a nice
I
guy.
hope he's doing well.
So
Well, he wasn't, by no means. He was not rude or inappropriate.
yeah.
But I was just like, I actually had to dig into it to see if this was real.
Oh, yeah, he's a real dude, and our experience was he's a nice guy. Now, what was the dating site that Lobster Boy tried to pick you up on?
It's through Facebook.
Oh, through Facebook.
Oh, my God, because if it was Plenty of Fish, that would just
Oh,
be too much.
too ironic.
That would be too much.
All right, Fester, you can go home now. That was the line of the day.
All right,
All
that's
right.
what I do.
Hey, Vanessa, thanks for... yes, Vanessa, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, well, did you turn them down? What'd you say to him?
To be quite honest with you, I just kind of deleted it. I didn't even really respond. I know that's kind of rude.
Very rude.
But, thanks.
All right.
But I was just like, oh, yay. I mean, what was I going to say?
He's a regular, normal, nice guy, and he just happens to have the genetic defect with the lobster claw hands. Other than that, listen, just you know what you ought to do? You ought to go back and are you hooked up or are you still on the market?
Still on
The fish market.
You know what? I respect you a lot and your opinion.
Yep.
But I'm not doing what you're about to say. So.
All right. All right. Well, Vanessa, did you find love?
No, I have not.
How old are you, Vanessa?
I am 50. If you guys can find me a good-looking guy, I would love it.
All right, Vanessa.
We'll keep an eye out.
I could find you a Lobster Boy, but you seem a little judgy.
Vanessa, do you look like anyone famous? Can you, Vanessa, compare your looks to somebody that we might know? Do you look like anybody?
I've been, I'm actually on your Instagram, but Alyssa Milano and Mariah Carey.
Wow. I'll tell you what, send me a direct message on my Instagram and send a picture, okay?
I will.
All right, send it when you pull over. It sounds like you're in the car. Hey, have a great day, Vanessa.
You do the same. Thanks, you guys. Everybody have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Tell you what, man.
Poor Lobster Boy. He thought he was going to score with the Alyssa Milano Mariah Carey combo.
We can talk about anything and the phones light up. It's really, truly amazing. I'm running late. That pushed us late. Quick, whatever you have to say, hold on to that
hold
thought.
it.
Hold on to that thought because we're running very late here. 6:35 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Roxanne, before we get to the early morons of the news, you are like raising your hand like you were in third grade. Like, ooh, Mr. MJ. Ooh, Mr. MJ. Do you want to say
that's
something?
What I was doing. Okay, so wait a second. We get in trouble when we talk over each other, but then when I try to give you a visual cue, I'm a kindergartner.
We're running 5 minutes late.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'll tell you the big news. People were sending ideas on how to mess up these drones. Like, great.
Well,
now people are going to, and I don't know if I should say them on air to give ideas.
No. We don't want to mess up. Why would people want to mess up the drones?
They were fearful that... Guys, I can't concentrate with this.
You don't like this
What?
music?
Dude, this is a little lunchbox. What's his name? This is Lunchbox Lewis.
Turn him off.
This is the instrumental to
Take him.
That's a little break there. You thought I turned it off,
Yeah,
but no,
I
that
did.
was a break.
I did.
Dun. Come on. This is the instrumental No, we're not going to give out tips to mess up the drones. That is wrong.
And it's not that people want
Plus,
to.
wait a
They're
minute,
saying,
it's probably illegal as well.
Right. People are going, oh, great. What if this happens? What if criminals do this? And it's like 5 different things that...
All right. Well, it's not like interfering with the drone's flight, though, right?
It's lunch
Yeah, it's
money, Lewis.
all that kind of stuff.
It's not lunch box, Lewis.
What did I say?
You said lunch box, Lewis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's lunch money, Lewis.
I'm sorry.
And
I love him so much I don't even know his name.
all the lunch money fans are blowing us up right now.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, lunch money Lewis, right?
Yes.
Lunch money Lewis is his name. Metal bed.
We got it.
All right, so don't interfere with the Walmart delivery drones. That's probably felonious.
Yeah, I would say so.
So what are people saying to do?
No, they're saying, like, what if people try to interrupt the drone signal and steal your groceries?
All right, well, listen, that's not like, taking a shotgun and taking it out like
that was
you're
another idea.
I mean, yeah.
sporting clays tournament,
That
you know?
was exactly what someone
Oh
else
my
said.
God.
Do not. Listen, you'll go to jail for that.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the drones.
I mean, these drones have to have some kind of camera on them, right? They would record you shooting it down.
Quite possibly.
Oh, gosh, that sounds like so much fun. Though.
Hey, speaking of deliveries, Amazon mentioned a couple of years ago that they were experimenting or talking about delivering your crap via drone. Walmart now apparently is delivering by drone. Did you see the Amazon Prime driver that drove up to a SWAT police standoff to deliver a package?
That would be a great commercial for Amazon or not a great commercial.
What
Depending upon how you look at it.
This is crazy. An Amazon driver tries to deliver a package in the middle of an active police SWAT team standoff in Cary, North Carolina.
I mean, how would they know? How would they know?
Is that dedication or is that lack of any sort of observational skills whatsoever?
Yeah, I think it's a combo platter. This is nuts. The video has millions of views so far. The situation transpired last month, but the story really has gotten a lot of traction lately. And the caption to the video, "When you're about your business, nothing will get in your way," reads this caption, as SWAT team members were engaged in a nearly 24-hour armed standoff with a barricaded individual inside the house. But I guess there was an Amazon delivery for that address, and the Amazon courier was not about to, not attempt to deliver the package. So in the clip, this Amazon driver that we don't know, he's wearing that two-tone blue Amazon vest. He gets out of the Amazon truck with his Amazon vest on, and he's walking up to the police armed standoff with the package. And he's trying to deliver the package to the house. There are police cars. There are dozens of police cars, lights flashing all over the place. And this guy walks up to the scene trying to deliver like he's going to walk right up to the front door. You got the cops all over, guns are pointed at the house, and here comes the Amazon guy just strolling right up the driveway. First of all, where was the perimeter? How did the Cary, North Carolina police, how did they allow him? Hey, I've got a buddy of mine that works for TPD, Tampa Police, and he used to work for the Cary, North Carolina Police Department.
Okay,
Let's call
so
him.
they obviously have a squad car line perimeter here.
Yes.
And you can see the Amazon vehicle is parked outside of that perimeter.
Right.
And he just walks through the vehicle.
Walks in between all the police cars surrounding the house with a 24-hour armed standoff with a guy barricaded inside. And he's just strolling right up like nothing's going on.
Yeah, just walks right through. Eventually, he's stopped. He's not allowed to, or not permitted to make it all the way to the door. The
Right.
SWAT team member takes the package.
They finally stop him. So the courier, the Amazon driver, gets stopped momentarily from entering the patrol property, but then he just hands the package to one of the SWAT guys. He hands the Amazon Prime package to the SWAT guy like he's going to bring it up to the front door. You know, hey, after you've taken the subject into custody, after the 24-hour armed barricaded standoff is over, could you just give him this Amazon delivery, please? The Amazon guy gives the SWAT guy, hey, yeah, put your AR-15 down and grab this Amazon package, please.
Well, you can see he's walking, he's getting close to the house, and now the SWAT member's like, hey, stop. And he's like, I got to deliver the package. He goes, we'll take that. Snatches it out of his hand. Amazon guy turns around, and then he does the right thing for any Amazon driver.
Right.
He snaps a picture to verify the delivery has been made, so this guy can't claim porch pirates or something. So he documents the entire thing with a snapshot, so he closes out the delivery on his phone app.
This is the craziest freaking thing. Hey, Andrew, let's get the video, get the story, get the video up online. We'll get it up in just a matter of minutes. So we'll have it up at mjmorningshow.com in videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. We'll have, and you can see the Amazon guy with his vest try to walk up to the house in an armed standoff where the guy's been barricaded in, holding police off for 24 hours. All right, we'll put the video up on mjmorningshow.com. Videos mentioned on the show in just a bit, so stand by. Man, that's first hour's almost done. What the hell's going on around here? Where's the time going? Hey, let me tell you about WeatherTight Windows. If you need replacement windows or doors for your home, MJ with Roxanne and Fester. Froggy is out with a back issue. It is 7:01, and don't forget that we are just about 21 minutes away from launching our extremely long segment every morning about 7:22 to 7:24. We launch an hour and 20 minutes nonstop of the MJ Morning Show. So we go from like 7:23 all the way to like 8:43. With no commercials, no music. It's nonstop MJ Morning Show, and that starts in just a few minutes. Also, don't forget, between 9 and 9:15 this morning, I always tell you, make sure you listen to the show after you get to where you're going. After you hit your destination, make sure you continue to listen to the MJ Morning Show. When you get out of the car, you don't have to stop listening. Just run us on your phone. Listen to the show on your smartphone. Just make sure you have the Odyssey app, AUDACY, the TuneIn app, or the iHeartRadio app, and just search for Q105 Tampa, and it'll bring it up. You can listen to the whole damn show on your phone when you get to work. Put us on your desktop. Put us on your computer. Just go to mjmorningshow.com and click on Listen Live. Right in the upper right-hand corner is a big red freaking button, like a big clown nose, and it says Listen Live. Just click on that, and you can listen on your computer. Smart speakers, just say, listen to MJ Morning Show, Q105, live. So simple as that. So 9 to 9:15 this morning, we're going to give you another chance to pick your ticket. Duran Duran, Bryan Adams with Joan Jett, or Kenny Loggins. We'll tell you when to call in sometime between 9 and 9:15. Be the right caller, win your ticket. Simple as that. Oh, there was one other funny item that I saw. What the heck did I do with it? Oh, it's not funny, but it is, I despise drunk drivers. I despise impaired drivers, but you can't help but chuckle when a drunk driver smashes through one of those roadside interstate signs that reads drug activity, impaired driving, call, pound so.
Yeah.
A drunk driver drove right through the damn sign and smashed it to oblivion.
Of all the things that could possibly hit,
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Hit that. Don't hit another family.
Nobody was hurt, right?
Okay, yeah. I mean, hit the
sign.
Hit the
sign.
Hit the turn-in drunk driver sign instead of hitting a family in the Wagon Queen family truckster.
Yeah, then we can have a laugh about it when nobody's injured.
Make the police's job a little bit easier.
But that's what happened. I'll hold the picture up here. I'll hold this up to MJTV. I don't know. Can you see that clearly or not really?
Where did it happen?
It happened in Batavia, Ohio. And you can see the sign. I'm holding it up to the MJTV camera. And, of course, MJTV is available every morning live. You can watch us in the studio, mjmorningshow.com. At the top, click on MJTV. You can click the live stream, or you can watch any of our previous shows at any time. So later on, let's say you're listening to us in the car right now. Later this afternoon, you want to see what we look like in the studio, or if you missed any of the show, just go to mjmorningshow.com, click on MJTV, and select the show you want to listen to. So I'm holding this up to the camera right now. Look at the sign. You see this thing? This is the sign, and then look at in the background. There's the car all smashed up, turned around the other way. The whole damn side is virtually ripped off the car. It happened in Batavia, Ohio, and a suspected impaired driver was arrested on St. Patrick's Day after crashing through an impaired driver sign on the interstate. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, they received a call for a reckless driver on State Route 32. Troopers say a short time later they found that the vehicle had crashed, striking a sign, and the sign's purpose was to inform motorists to report any impaired drivers.
That sign's going to be Officer of the Month. Yeah. Good job.
Well, the sign reported the driver.
Yeah, nice takedown, sign.
Car was towed. Can I also mention something that was kind of brewing around? Did we have a controversy internally about why does this sound familiar? Why is this like rattling in my head?
Like internally in this room?
No, in the station.
Okay.
Was there some issue? Was there some kind of turmoil or some kind of an uncomfortable situation with the great white shark spotting in the Gulf? What was that hoopla all about?
Kind of conflating. So
what am I conflating?
This is what you're. What happened was that was posted on our My Q105 Facebook page, and a listener made the comment that, why am I seeing this story? We have sharks there all the time.
Right. Oh, I got it. And that's where Gino freaked out on us because we didn't respond to the listener. Was that story?
Oh, I didn't read that email chain.
Oh, okay. Now it's
Is it?
now it's
Okay.
it's all coming
coming
back
together for
to
you.
me now. Was that a song?
That was
Yeah.
a Celine Dion song.
Right. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. So there was a story. Who posted the story? Did you post that on our? Oh, Andrew did. Andrew, put your mic on in the producer booth.
I tried that before. I couldn't hear anything because the mic wasn't up.
All right. So listen, what happened was there was a story, Andrew,
Thank you, smart guy.
where like the week before spring break, they put out like this 4 or 5 great white sharks were around the state of Florida, and like,
They're-
hey, spring breakers.
Come on, they're always
Right.
out there. And the listener commented on our Facebook page. So, Andrew, you put a story about this great white shark being tracked in the Gulf of Mexico, right?
No.
What?
There were all sorts of stories like that around. I put a story about that there are a multitude of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out there. I mean, folks, there's no shocker here. It is the ocean or the Gulf of Mexico. There are sharks out there. There are great white sharks. They are always out there. There are always sea creatures out in oceans and gulfs, etc.
And they track them from Canada all the way to Florida,
Oh, yeah.
the routes these sharks take.
And some of them are tagged. So we can track them via satellite or GPS or however the hell they do it. This is nothing new. I'm a scuba diver. I see sharks all the time when I scuba dive. They leave you alone. The sharks are more scared of me, the scuba diver, than I am of them. And then the great white. Now, I've never seen a great white shark. I'd rather not see a great white shark, but they are. I would like to see them in a cage, and I was going to do a Mexican cage diving situation, but the Mexican government shut it down off of Guadalupe. I was going to do that. It got canceled during COVID, and then I was getting ready to potentially do it again, and the Mexican government shut the whole damn thing down. So I'll do short. I might have to go to South Africa now to do cage diving with the great whites, and I'll do that. I have no issue with that. But the bottom line is these sharks, the great whites, they're out there. So we posted a story about they're out there, and then I guess a listener commented, and then our pal Gino here at the station, there was kind of a little riff because nobody responded, but the guy that was commenting on the great whites that they're always out there, which is true, I agree, I concur. His comment was sort of like rhetorical, it was like I didn't think that it really needed a response, and then kind of Gino jumped our crap about not responding to the listener, and that's the whole. I was trying to remember why and that's what it was. That's why there was like a big whoop-de-doo here on the radio station.
Quite the whoop-de-doo indeed.
Yeah. But the point is, there's another story out here. 12-foot great white shark pings off Florida coast weeks after massive great white spotted. And this is out of Key West. Another massive great white shark was detected off the coast of Florida last week, and it's bigger than Maple, the last great white that was detected. According to Channel 8's website, the OSearch, is that it? Global Shark Tracker. They're out there, folks. It shouldn't be a shocker. Oh, my God, I'm surprised. Let me show you my surprise face. Oh, there are great white sharks in the ocean.
I like that face.
Okay.
Yes.
The way this information is relayed, it almost seems like, oh, look, this big great white shark pinged, as if there aren't others out there. Like, they don't have all of them tagged.
No,
there are probably much more than we even know about.
Good point. And I think I was trying to say that.
For every one that they catch and tag, are there 10,000 of them?
There are a lot more out there. We don't know. They only have a certain number of them that are tagged that can ping. Exactly. Right. And there are many other great white sharks out there other than the ones that we're tracking. For crying out freaking loud. I mean, everyone makes a big deal. You know what? Jaws did that.
Yeah, it really did.
That was Jaws. Hey, Michelle, my lovely wife Michelle, is afraid of the ocean because of Jaws. Because, was it her parents?
Was it a neighbor?
No, you know what? I thought it was hang on a minute. Let me see if Michelle's.
I have to tell you something stupid I used to do related to sharks, too,
Okay.
after we talked to Michelle.
Hang on, let me see. She's got an appointment this morning, so I got to see if she's available to take the call now. She might be getting ready. But I always forget, was it a neighbor that took Michelle to see Jaws when she was 6 years old?
I think it was.
Or was it her parents? Because she always corrects me, and I can never... Blah, blah. She's probably on her cell phone. Hang on. I can't remember. It might have been her parents that took her to Jaws. And Michelle has always been now afraid of the ocean ever since that. Hey, my cousin Peter, when they lived on Fort Watch.
I can't talk right now.
Oh, I know. Hold on. Quick. Who took...
No. If you know, then why are you calling me? I really can't talk
Who
right
was?
now.
Was it neighbor or parents that took you to Jaws?
My parents, because the neighbor said it was great.
Okay,
Oh, that's
all
right. Okay.
Okay.
And you... all right. Bye, Michelle.
Gotta go.
All
Bye.
right, bye. All right. Yeah, she's got an appointment this morning.
Okay. So the parents took her. Okay.
So Michelle's parents took her to Jaws when she was 6, and that ruined her. She hates the ocean, doesn't want to go in the water. She will only go in knee deep if the water is crystal clear, like the Bahamas or the Cayman Islands. That's it. She will not go into any murky ocean. It's got to be crystal clear. She's got to be able to see her feet, and she'll only go up to her knees in the water.
You got to take her up to Michigan this summer, MJ. The Great Lakes, there's signs everywhere. No sharks.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No sharks in the Great Lakes.
Anyway, well, there you have it. So, yes, folks, the sharks are out there. All these stories, all the sensationalized headlines, great white shark, bigger than maple. They're out there. They're always out there. And yes, what Roxanne said, there are more sharks out there than we have tagged and pinging. All right? Holy crap. All right, next we start the humongous 1 hour, 20 minutes of the MJ Morning Show non-stop. Giselle Bundchen is speaking. Break it, smash it. Do what you got to do. I'll explain what that is all about. Yes, Rox.
Do you want to hear about my shark stupidity, too, when we come back?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So let me hear Roxanne's shark stupidity the minute we get back. Also, are you a wet hair sleeper?
I have been until recently.
All right. You know about this,
Yep.
right? Oh, if you're a wet hair sleeper, you take a shower, go to sleep, hair still wet. You got to hear this. All coming up on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Now... MJ Morning Show Q105. We ought to try to get Froggy on. Do you mind sending Froggy a text? Hey, Froggy, will you be available? Can we talk to you? Because Froggy's like incapacitated. He says he can't even walk, can't move. It's his back.
That stinks.
Can't we get him some help? I mean, one of my very good friends is like a spine surgeon. I mean, I know folks at Florida Orthopedic. I mean, can't we get Froggy some help?
I know somebody at a massage parlor.
Or at least if anyone from, was it American Medical Response or what was the other company?
I mean, we used
AmeriCare.
That was
you know what? I think we used AmeriCare and AMR. So if we need to reestablish a relationship with one of the ambulance companies so they can pick up Froggy at home, put him on a gurney, and just roll him in, and he can at least be on the show flat on his back on a gurney over on microphone number 2 over there. I send Froggy a note, see if we can get him on, because a lot of times it's hard to get him on. He doesn't answer his phone. He doesn't answer texts.
No, he's not a good phone answerer.
No, he's not at all. All right, this is it. We begin now the long, extensive, humongous chunk of the MJ Morning Show. It happens at this time every single morning, right around 7:23 to 7:24 to 7:25. We start an hour and 20 minutes nonstop, and we begin it right now. Don't forget, 9 o'clock this morning opens the ticket window. So sometime between 9 and 9:15, I'll tell you when to call in. If you're the right number caller, you'll be able to pick your ticket. Either Duran, Bryan Adams with Joan Jett. We just played Joan Jett. And Kenny Loggins. So you have 3 different concerts you can choose from. Pick your ticket. Happens between 9 and 9:15 this morning here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, Roxanne, did you send me the wet hair story?
I did.
You did. All right, so you sent this last night, and I think you had a little note on it. I think I need to stop doing this.
Yeah. In fact, I was going to do it last night, and I opted not to. So that's why I'm just a greasy mess today, because it's been about a week.
Yeah. Well, hold on. A week since what?
Well, MJ, you want me to tell?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's been a week since I've washed my hair. Because usually I wash it like midweek, which would have been yesterday.
Okay.
I wash it like 2 to 3 times a week. And I went to go, but I wash it at night because I don't have time to dry my hair. The last thing I have time to do, it takes 20 minutes to dry your hair. So I wash my hair at night, go to bed with wet hair.
Well, you sent me the story about the really gross reason you shouldn't go to bed with wet hair. And Roxanne, what is that really gross reason?
It creates like bacteria and fungus and stuff, the opportunity for that to grow, right?
Yep.
And, it sounds plausible, but I do think these articles are just to spread fear. I just wanted an excuse not to wash my hair, so I took it.
But, we've always been told that if you don't shower daily, you're dirty. If you don't wash your hair daily, you're dirty. But more and more over the last, I would say, 10 years, I've heard more and more experts say, do not wash your hair daily, because if you wash your hair every day, you're stripping away a lot of the natural oils that you need, that you want. So I've heard the experts for quite some time say, don't wash your hair every single day. Just wash it a couple times a week.
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb is if you start to stink, it's probably time to wash it, whatever it is, right?
You wait till it stinks?
If you've gotten to that point, you've gone too far.
So the deal is, if you wash your hair and you leave your hair wet, and if you go to sleep with your hair wet, you could be doing some things that are unpleasant to your skin, on your scalp, your face, and other parts of your body. Personally, and this is a quote from the story you sent me, I was told never go to bed with wet hair because it could result in various bad endings, such as fungal and bacterial infections, which could lead to an itchy scalp and dandruff. So the experts are saying, first of all, don't wash your hair every single day, and then don't go to bed with your hair wet. What, do we have an unsolicited phone call here, Andrew?
From a hair expert?
I don't know. Let's find that. I have no idea who the hell it is. It's Mary? Mary's in St. Pete. Hey, Mary, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, Mary. Thanks for phoning in. What's up?
I'm a cosmetologist, and I wash my hair once a week. You do not need to wash your hair every day. It's bad for your hair. And a lot of people, since COVID, they've been losing their hair, and it just makes that worse.
Why have people been losing their hair since COVID? Have you noticed that? Another one of my friends who's a stylist told me the same thing.
out. There's a lot of people. Some of them, it's just falling out by the handful.
Oh, my God, like falling out in clumps?
Yes.
Holy crap. Well, is it people that had COVID? Is it like a long COVID deal that getting COVID is not good and makes your hair fall out? Is that what it's about?
That's what everybody's thinking. There's no medical science on it, but
listen, I'll tell you what I was about to mention, Roxanne, was that I stopped washing my hair every single day. I probably wash my hair maybe 3-4 times a week. And I think you guys can tell when I come in. You can tell when I come in with washed hair and non-washed hair.
When it's washed, it's like, if it's still wet,
it's still
flat.
like, it's all matted down, and then I got to poof it up. But what I noticed, and listen, it's no secret. I'm in my 50s now. Feel like I'm 25. But the bottom line is that when I wash my hair every day, you look in the shower and you got all kinds of hair that's in your hands that's come out. I don't need to be losing any additional hair in my 50s. I want to hang on to what I got. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that so do you agree, Mary, that by me not washing my hair every day, that I'm keeping more hair in my head?
absolutely. You know, and as far as taking a shower, I more or less take a bath instead of a shower. It's actually better to not take as many showers because you have to build up a resistance to bacteria. And if you're washing it off yourself every single day, then guess what?
There we go.
There's nothing there to fight it.
Mary, the official cosmetologist of the MJ Morning Show, phoning in from St. Pete. Thank you, Mary.
I love it.
All right.
Have
Thank
a great
you, Mary.
day, guys.
Thanks, Mary.
Oh, Mary, keep listening because we could get fired.
Why?
Well, hang on.
We'll get to it.
I'll tell everyone in a few minutes, all right?
It's a big deal, Mary.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord. Well, then we couldn't hear Roxanne Wilder and Doug.
I've got
That's
listeners.
stuck in your head, too.
I got
huh, Mary?
listeners. Listeners are calling out sound effects and jingles now.
Roxanne Wilder and Doug.
I love it.
Have a great
Hey,
day.
guys, have a
Thank you.
great day.
Bye.
I mean, MJ, think of all the bacteria that grows on your pillow by introducing moisture and then head heat.
Yeah.
And it absorbs in that pillow. And
Next thing you know, you got earwigs and chiggers and everything going on. Yeah.
that's great.
All right. So, yeah, there's a chance we could get fired. I mean, I'll explain in just a matter of moments here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Roxanne, Fester, Andrew, if Froggy were here, I'd say, Froggy, there is something that I picked up that was mentioned in studio yesterday off the air, and it came from one of the crew members, and they might have thought that I didn't hear it, but I heard it.
Look at you with your clean ears working well.
We just
Well, he
we're
thinks he
jammed
heard.
up. We're pretty busy. So does anyone have any clue what was said in studio that we didn't discuss on the air yesterday, but I clearly made a note of it? It's like the old recording. The number you have reached has been disconnected. Please make a note of it. Or what was it? Oh, the number you have called
Is no longer in service.
No. It's like the number you have called, the number has changed. Please make a note of it. Remember the operator said, please make. So I made a note of it. Does anyone have any idea? Andrew, Fester, Roxanne, does anyone have any idea what I heard somebody in the studio say yesterday?
There's so much stuff bleep talked around here. I don't know.
Fester, do you have any idea?
You know, I'm thinking.
It's a yes or a no.
No, I can't think of it off the
thank
top of my
you.
head.
Roxanne, do you have any idea?
No, I said there's so much that we say.
I mean,
that
we're both
could be
no's.
anything.
If you want to move it along, we're both
Yeah,
no's.
yeah.
So what is it?
Was
Andrew,
it something we said to each other?
Are
on
you
the-
a no, Andrew?
This was like what? America's Got Talent? We're both no's.
We're both no's.
Yeah.
We're both no's.
You know what? Andrew was not in the room.
Okay.
So I will take Andrew out of the equation because our producer was in the booth, the producer booth. So it was either Froggy, Fester, or Roxanne. I'll narrow it down. It was not Froggy, and Froggy's not here today. So between Fester and Roxanne, do you recall saying anything that I might have found of interest?
I think it was Fester or I who said something because
Yeah.
we always have our little side talks over here.
And I think we say a lot of things of interest. Not that I necessarily recall them all.
I will now cut to the chase and
Oh,
reveal.
Please do.
Roxanne, it was you.
Oh,
Oh.
Roxanne, you said, I think we're going to get married this year.
Oh my God. Roxanne's whole face just fell out.
What's the matter with you? Why are
private.
you giving me the look?
because that was private information.
How would I know it's private? You didn't say
And
it was
actually,
private.
Andrew was in the room.
But you didn't say it was private.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Big mouth.
Hold on, wait a minute. You said it in the room. I think we're going to get married this year.
Yeah,
so why?
I said last year I thought we were going to get married in November.
All right, that's true. And you didn't get married
Nope.
last November. So why did you say that?
I don't know, because our kids are getting old enough that they really are pushing for it. Our kids are really lobbying for it. And
Well,
it's,
first of all, I wouldn't let a 5-year-old run your house, but that's a whole
Well-
different story. But all right, so seriously, are you really talking? Are you angry that I brought this up?
Because yes, it's private.
You said it in the room. Why would I not think that you wanted to talk about it on the air? If you said during a commercial break yesterday, hey, I think we're finally going to get married this year.
It was after the show was over.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, it was after the show.
So that's why. That's why it didn't. That's why
Yeah.
it didn't come up on the show, because it was after the show. So you said, I think we. Why would you tell me that? That's whatever you say to me is
Okay.
fair game on the air, unless you say,
Okay.
Do not say this on the air.
Okay. All right. Well, it's private information that you just released.
all right, do you want me to dump the last 2 minutes?
Yeah,
Do
please.
we have a 2-minute dump button?
It's not a secret. We're engaged. We've been engaged for 13 years or something like that. No, I seriously have been engaged for about 6 years or 7 years.
Roxanne, let me get this straight.
Uh-huh.
Unprovoked,
Mhm.
you went to MJ and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, we might get married this year," and then you walk out.
Yeah, something.
Scene
Yeah, I mean,
and scene.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you
what are
share
you,
something,
Henry Winkler and Barry?
But
What?
I just want to. It was unprovoked. It's not like you're having a conversation about relationships and where things are going and what the future holds and blah blah blah.
Honestly,
It's not like
You didn't say something like Doug beat me last night.
No.
You know,
I mean,
honestly, I think I said it to myself. Now, as I'm recalling the whole incident, I think I said it out loud
you're
to
talking
myself.
to yourself.
Because actually, the way you're relaying this is quite accurate, because you're like, I think I overheard, and you did overhear. You heard me having a conversation with myself.
Okay.
So I should have not been talking to myself.
That's even worse. All right, so why do you reveal? Are you seriously considering finally getting married to Dig Dug?
Just like I was last year.
end in 2021, end
When-
in 2020, end in 2019.
No, I think there's more to it now. So hypothetically, when might you get married this year?
I don't know. Probably November this year.
And is there a new ring on your finger?
No, just same one.
That's the same one?
Yeah, why?
It just looks a little more blingy and flashy and larger.
No, same one.
Same one?
It's just my fingers have shrunk.
Is that real or CZ?
Yep. It's real.
Okay, I don't know if Doug's cheap. I have no idea. All right, so should we discuss us
He's
getting?
not cheap. You got to meet Mark. No, I'm just kidding.
Should we discuss us getting fired?
Yes, we should.
All right, now
Right before the wedding, we're getting fired.
Let's move on to.
We're all
I'm like,
available to make the wedding
you know,
because we're not going to have jobs.
I'm like, yeah, Doug, I need to get married. I'm not going to have a job. You need to take care of me.
here's the deal. Digital metrics are extremely important. It's not just our business, it's every business. It's websites, it's hits.
I mean, look at any TV station.
Yeah.
Look at any
Everyone's
broadcasting company.
everyone's going for the clicks. And we got a pretty heavy-duty initiative at our radio station, our company, to increase the web traffic. And frankly, in all honesty, that goes hand in hand with what we do. We have always been, Fester, we've been one of the early pioneers. You go back to the early days of the MJ and BJ morning show when the internet was really getting a grip in the mid-'90s, late 90s. We were really early as far as taking our content and putting it online. In fact, we were really the original YouTube. When you think about all the videos we shot and put them online, all the crazy crap prior to YouTube. So I wish we would have done YouTube. We, have a few more dollars in the pocket. But here's the deal. We're not even half of our new monthly quota for web hits this month. And listen, I've just been hearing rumblings that, if you're not pulling your weight digitally, that you might not make the cut. So we're a little behind. I'm just being honest here. Folks, we peeled back the curtain here. I've got no problem talking about the behind-the-scenes stuff here. So did you see the email that came out from Jen, the web lady down the hall? Our goal for the first quarter?
It's like 15 billion.
No, it's 1 million.
Oh.
We're supposed to have 1 million page views for the first quarter. That's January, February, March. We've got, 8 days left in March, and we're like at 387,000. We're at 387,000 out of 1 million page views. I don't know where the hell they came up with this number. I think someone pulled it out of their ass, but that's a whole different story.
You know, MJ, everything you put on your Instagram doesn't count toward it. Everything I put on the Facebook page doesn't count toward it. It has to be stuff that's hosted by a certain provider, and it has to be written in a certain way. So there's a lot of things to make it qualify for that 1 million. We have tens and tens, hundreds of thousands of more interactions with our listeners than what that number shows.
I absolutely.
And the strategy is a little different than what we talk on the show. This is more like they want to see lifestyle stuff of us outside the show. For example, I've been told, Roxanne, make lists of things that you do, places you go. Well, all I do is do things with my kids. That's it. So there are all these lists of me, 4 favorite things at Glacier Children's Museum in downtown Tampa. And then they told me, Roxanne, you post too much stuff of your kids. Okay, well, guess what else I do? Drink. So now all I do is post things about tequila or wine. And I realize the only things I have outside of this show are my children and
drinking
alcohol.
tequila. All right, now here's the deal. I think we need to launch right now like a website hit-a-thon.
Yeah.
I think, seriously. We've got to jack up the digital hits because folks, again, I tell you stuff on the air here that other radio shows and they won't tell you this stuff. I'll tell you this stuff from behind the scenes. I have heard rumblings that it might not be out of the question that if some of the radio personalities and the shows inside the company, if they don't pull their weight with the hits, that they might get fired and they might make it like an example out of like some high-profile folks in the company and just fire them because they're not meeting their digital quota.
We so fit the bill on that.
And we do. We're a high-profile morning show. Can you imagine if we're not hitting our digital quota and they fire us, and it'll scare everyone else, and they'll be like, oh, my God. So
you don't want to get MJ'd, do you?
Listen.
We'd become a verb.
I think it's possible. I mean, if we don't hit we are way behind this million hits for the first quarter. So,
Q1's over in like a handful of days, right?
Dude, I just said 8 days.
I'm making sure. Okay.
Yeah, I just said it.
I was too busy clicking our website again and again and again, trying to help us catch up.
Folks, do we have any sad music? Can I get some Sally Struthers? Can you give me, I need Sarah McLachlan music.
Yeah, like dogs really sick in cages.
I need really, really sad music. Bring up some Sarah McLachlan because I need, I need that on my button bar because that's really the generic, every sad story I can just play in the arms of an angel, right? Yeah. So we need to launch a hit-a-thon. Now, Fester, go to mjmorningshow.com.
Okay.
So, folks, we've got a
Some of the headlines of these stories of which you have to choose from.
Let's talk about it.
Let me give you an example. Folks, go to mjmorningshow.com. I'm not joking around here. We've got to hit our quota of 1 million page views for the first quarter.
And this has nothing to do with our socials. It's not the Instagram page.
No.
It's not the Facebook page. It's an actual web address.
We're going to get fired if you don't click on our stories. All right. Go to mjmorningshow.com. mjmorningshow.com, and then scroll down and you'll see our favorites. And we got a couple of stories up there, like your license plate could get you pulled over in Florida.
What? That's so interesting. Let me click it.
And that is true. You got to see this. if you don't know about this, if you have a license plate on the back of your car and you have this, you could get pulled over. That's a ticket. All right. Look, Fester just posted a story, the luckiest tourist in the state of Florida.
The guy's so lucky.
All right. Then I posted a story yesterday, cities where you're most likely to get carjacked. All right. So, hey, if you ever thought of getting carjacked, if getting carjacked is on your bucket list, go to this city.
It's not on my bucket list, but it's on my watch-out list.
I've got 7 cities where you're most likely to get carjacked.
Like in the state of Florida or the United States or where?
Then,
I gotta click it.
Roxanne has the greatest story of all time. 4 favorite things at Glazer Children's Museum in downtown Tampa. All right, click on that. And then I also posted another story about the wacky thing you might see in your airplane bathroom on your next flight. And I actually took the picture of the thing. You got to see this. So 1, 2, 3, 5 stories, folks. And there's tons of other stuff up on our website. I need you, when you get to work, just go to mjmorningshow.com. Read our stories. Click, 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 click. All right. Please.
Just maybe get one of those mouse movers and just have it moving around. Click, 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 click.
If you guys can get some mouse movers to make it just look like just hover over our stuff, oh my God, we'd be forever grateful.
So, folks, just please, everyone, we have hundreds of thousands of listeners. I need you to go to MJ Morning. Just click and read our stories.
You don't even have to read them.
No.
You don't even have to read them.
Fester, shut up.
Just click them.
No, the content is good.
I'm not saying it is good. But if we're going to, the click is more important than the reading.
Click and read. Click and read, because we're putting good content up. Except maybe the 4 favorite things at the Glazer Children's Museum.
That's my favorite story of the bunch.
So
that is my strategy.
His kids are there. I love that.
Okay, listen, maybe we should ask our listeners what kind of content they want to see from us.
No.
What would they? I mean, we have our strategy from the web department. What do the listeners want to see?
I'm not joking.
Stories?
I'm not joking. They could fire us and make an example for the rest of the shows, the rest of the DJs, the personalities inside the whole company. So they could blow us the hell out because we're not meeting our website quota. And listen, and in all honesty, the website, mjmorningshow.com, myq105.com, they are good resources. There are good things on there. There is good content, and that's daily. There's good stuff. In all fairness, there is good stuff. But we have a big kind of an arbitrary page hit quota, and we are way freaking behind, and we got 8 days left in the quarter.
How come we weren't invited to the corporate meeting that came up with 1 million as the goal?
1 million page views.
Yes.
All right, so...
I mean, 750,000 couldn't have been the number? 1 million.
Please go to mjmorningshow.com anytime today and read our stories. Click, click, click. mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. And I just gave you 5 reasons to click with good stories and lots of content, all kinds of stuff.
And we'll have new ones up in the next 24 hours. You go back again tomorrow and every day this quarter.
It is 7:47. Yes, Rox.
I was going to post some. I told you Meredith's been encouraging me in a sort of IG mentorship way to post
you in bikinis, yes.
from the Bahamas
Yep.
on my IG page. And I will put those on the website, and I will title it Mother of 2 Middle-Aged Woman in Bikini, and see if we can generate some hits that way.
All right. So, hey, let her rip, folks. And it's good content. It's good stuff.
I'll throw you one.
All right. And listen,
Thank you.
we get a lot of good hits, but we got to get even more, is what it comes down to. All right. Here's the deal. 7:48 at the MJ Morning Show. Moving along. And you might have heard me tease, bash it, smash it, trash it. I saw something 2 days ago. I put it in the pile, and I said to myself, you know what? I got to bring this back up because I couldn't believe this state did not have this. And we have this in the state of Florida. So if I say, don't think twice, bash it, smash it, just do it. Do you guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
Bash it, smash it.
Hey, Andrew, do you have my teaser from yesterday? Can you bring that up quickly? Give me a thumbs up when you have it. Let me know when you have the teaser. All right, roll the teaser that I recorded for yesterday that ran all day on Q105. Hit it. Bust it, smash it, don't think twice. If you see this, you got to do it. What? All right, and then it was, hey, 7:45 tomorrow morning. Hey, I'm pretty good. It's only 7:49 here. So do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Are you
Don't think twice.
No.
Bash it, smash it. If you see this, you got to do it.
Are you talking about redheaded caterpillars?
No.
Okay, because my daughter, she said those redheaded caterpillars you see everywhere, you got to step on them. She said that if they get on your skin, they can give you like a rash.
No, nothing to do with redheaded cat.
All right, listen, I don't know this to be true, everybody, but it's from my 5th grader Hadley. She said, you see those redheaded caterpillars, and I saw a couple over the weekend. You got to step on them. You got to squish them. You got to bash it. You can't think twice because if they crawl on you, they'll give you a rash.
Oh, you're smarter than a 5th grader. Fester's little kid.
That's where I get all my information.
Rox, do you have any idea what this is?
No, I have no clue. Clueless.
Let me read you the story that I saw. And I'm like, hey, we have this here in Florida, and folks, don't think twice about this because you're protected. The story that I saw was out of Nevada. It was from Las Vegas. In Nevada, vehicles can heat up quicker than in other parts of the country. Well, Florida's in the same boat, which raises concerns if a child or pet is left inside. Now, a new bill is being discussed in the legislature that could give you the power to save a child or a pet in distress. So, in Nevada, you're not protected. There's not a Good Samaritan law. So Nevada's talking about introducing this legislation. I guess there's a bill before. And if they pass it, that in Nevada, if you see a pet or a child in a hot car in distress, you can smash the window to get the baby or the pet out of the vehicle to safety without facing repercussions. So how do they not have that law in Nevada? Where it can get extremely hot out there.
I guess it's a desert state, right? Yeah, sure.
Yes, but the point is, here in Florida, we've had this law on the books for a long time. In fact, I was shocked that only 11 states have granted the legal right for citizens to use any means necessary, smashing the windows of a car to save a distressed child or pet. Now, as far as the 11 states and saving a distressed pet, so there might be some states allow you to do it for a child, but not a pet. But when it comes to 11 states where you're able to smash the window for a pet and a child, Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, we're on the list, Indiana, Massachusetts, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, Vermont, and Wisconsin. But I wanted to reiterate here, the Nevada thing was just sort of like a light bulb. But I just want to remind people as we're getting ready to head into summertime again, we're already having, temps in the 80s. Cars will heat up amazingly fast. If you see a pet or if you see a child in a car and it is hot outside, that means it's even hotter inside the car, that you are legally protected if you smash their window to get them out. You are protected. They can't sue you. You can't be charged with vandalism or criminal mischief. Get the freaking pet, the dog, the cat, the gerbil, whatever. Get the kid out of the car. And, of course, you call 911, but if there's a really distressful situation, maybe you can't wait the 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes or whatever it takes for police or fire and rescue to show up. Just get in the damn car.
What if the pet is a lizard and they're cold-blooded and they like warm temperatures?
Fester, can you please be... this is a serious thing here.
What if? I mean, people have lizards.
I appreciate that.
You guys ever go to the flea market and you see Snake Man walking around? Huh?
I don't appreciate it. I appreciate the levity that you're adding because this is such a stressful thing to even think about.
Whoa. There's no joke here, Roxanne.
I'm being serious. Fester, can you be serious for 2 seconds ever?
I'm serious about the protection of lizards.
All right, whatever. I'm moving. I got 2 automotive things here. Then we have a very interesting relationship issue. We had a listener named Alyssa reach out to me via email, and I want to read her email, and then she's agreed to come on the show.
All right.
And this is 25-year-old listener, Alyssa. And she's got a very interesting story, and this is a problem that I think she wants to discuss on the show, and it has to do with relationships. So hold on, we'll get to that in a second. 2 automotive things here first, and who's Who's the guy? Kyle, right? Kyle in Texas?
Yes, my favorite listener because I mooch his Paramount Plus and his HBO Max. Thank you, Kyle.
All right, so Kyle sent me a story. It's like, guys, I can't believe you didn't talk about this. Fester, what car does your wife drive? Which new vehicle did you purchase for your wife in the last year?
My wife is a driver of a Tesla.
Model?
Model Y?
As in
Yeah.
why?
Why?
The letter Y.
Well, guess what?
What?
Steering wheels are falling off the Model Ys while people are driving.
Ooh,
Who
that
cares?
makes sense.
Who cares? That son's a bitch can drive itself. I don't need a steering wheel. Steering wheel is so 2022.
Listen to this.
Elon got me taken care of.
Auto safety regulators in the U.S. have opened an investigation into Tesla following reports that steering wheels on Model Y SUVs are falling off while the vehicle is being driven. I'm sorry.
You don't.
It's not funny, but it's funny. I'm sorry.
Let me pick you up in the car and have you drive it around. You don't even need the steering wheel.
Hey, Elon, why don't you take your eyes off this Twitter crap for a minute? Make sure that your steering wheels don't fall off your car or that your stock price doesn't plummet.
That should be technology that we really have solidified in 2023. A steering wheel that stays attached.
That's a goal. Man, that's really a goal of all auto manufacturers. Make sure the tires stay on the car. Oh, speaking of tires, I've got to replace the tires on our car. Have you seen the freaking price of tires lately?
Yeah, where have you been,
Yeah.
Mister? I
my-
drive 6,000 miles a year.
Oh, well, we don't.
You don't drive far.
We don't change tires as much, but
Yeah,
the
and try driving across this bridge. I just had to get a new tire because you drive across the bridge and you get nails and all kinds of crap in it all the time. Remember that slow leak I had in my tire?
you should have had it patched.
No, I had to get a new one.
Where was the leak?
I don't know.
You got to find out. Was it center tread? It could have been plug. You know, plugs are sometimes even stronger than the original material.
Mhm.
All right, see me on that later.
Okay.
Now, here's the deal. The deal is that I can't. I just ordered a new set of tires. The price of tires are through the freaking roof. I know that tires went up during COVID, but and now with the inflation deal, it's like, holy crap. It's like tires have doubled in price. It seems if you were paying $150 for a tire prior, it's now $300 for the tire.
They've gone up. The production has gone up. They said the price of rubber has gone up. So yeah,
You said the production's gone up. What do you?
the production costs have gone up.
Well, you got to say
During-
that the production
during-
costs have gone up.
During the time
Yeah.
of COVID, they didn't have as many tires being produced, which I think is over now. But
Yep.
still, it's the sticky pricing. Pricing will never come back down to where they were.
Shall we call you? Is your wife in the car right now driving the Model Y?
Let me check the app. I can tell you exactly where she is.
Oh yeah. What do you have her on? Life 360 or
No,
what?
on the Tesla app, you can see where
Oh.
she is. No, she's not driving right now. Kids are dropped off. She's home, and it's plugged in. See the little green cord?
Oh, look, the car's plugged in. Look at that.
I can make my car fart in my garage.
No, don't do that. All right, so here's the deal: that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, said it's aware of two separate incidents involving 2023 Tesla Model Y vehicles in which the SUV steering wheel completely detached. Can you imagine you're driving down the road and the next thing you know, the steering wheel is in your hand? It's, whoa, I mean, do you try to like snap it back in? It's like, oh my God, click, click, click. What the
Yeah,
hell?
what do you do?
I don't know.
I told you when I was driving down the road that time, I was on the Howard Franklin Bridge.
Right.
And my system went wonky and the steering wheel started moving up and down and the seat started pushing me into the steering wheel. But at least the steering wheel didn't fall off. But it's terrifying. I mean, what would you do? You can't maneuver the car. What do you
You have to hit the brakes, stop where you are.
Stop where you are, like in the middle of the road?
If your Tesla steering wheel comes off in your hand, well, you've been warned here on the MJ Morning Show. And one other car thing. Did you read about Ford? And I've had a number of Fords, man. I had a bunch of Ford Mustangs. I love my Boss Mustang, my muscle car. I had an 85 Ford Mustang GT. I had an 87 Mustang GT. I had an 89 Mustang GT. So listen to what Ford's doing. If you're late with your payment, they can start shutting off stuff in your car remotely.
All right.
Like your air conditioning. Listen to this story. Ford Motor Company has filed a patent for a system that could turn your vehicle into a punishment machine if you fall behind on your loan. Where did I get this? I got this from Yahoo Finance last night. The system could disable everything from your air conditioning to your GPS, leaving you to suffer in a sweltering car. Ford also suggests the idea of activating an audio component in the car to emit a horrible sound every time you're inside. So if you're delinquent with your payments to like Ford Motor Credit, they could they filed for a patent for the technology to remotely shut off your air conditioning so you're sweating bullets. And then they might have like they might be able to like play a shrill noise in your car. So you can't stand it. So, oh, my God, I got to make my car payment very quickly to Ford Motor Credit.
Let me tell you what car I would never buy if that were a legitimate option. If that was a real thing, and I've done business with Ford Motor Credit. I financed one of my trucks in the past, and I like Ford products.
Oh, I like Ford. I think Ford makes some awesome products.
But if the black cloud that's potentially hanging over my head is a shrilling sound coming through my speaker system, I'm going to see what the Chevy dealer has. You know, I mean, that's not a good play. Do you think it is?
No.
I personally don't. But haven't some of the like buy here, pay here lots?
That's the thing.
Didn't they already? Isn't there a device like some of the buy here, pay here lots where you go buy a car and they finance it and you got to pay your $99 a month to one of these auto dealers on Florida Avenue or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and they have a shut-off switch.
Is it? Yeah, but that's been around for that's a long time, right?
I've known that for decades. I've always heard that, and I've known people who it's happened to, where like, oh, my car won't start, and they have a mechanic look at it, and the mechanic's like, pay your bill. And they do, and then it's reactivated.
Hold on to that thought. You know what? I'd like to go to phones. Has anybody done one of those buy here, pay here's? And have you had your car shut off because you didn't make your payment?
I'm sure thousands of people have had that happen to them.
Has anyone had their car auto shut off? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm only going to give it a second. And then I got to call Alyssa, the 25-year-old listener that's having relationship problems. And it's a very interesting story. I want to share her email, then I'll give her a call. First, hold on. Sean wants to rip me on plugs.
On plugs?
Yeah, hang on a minute. Sean in St. Pete. Hi, Sean.
Hey, buddy. I love your show, but I'm not gonna rip you. You're giving false information. So, what do you know about plugging a tire? How do you think it gets done? I guess I'm going to ask you that.
Yeah, if you have a repairable hole in your tire. I know you don't always have to get rid of the tire. That you can plug the hole and you pull the shrapnel out. A lot of times you use a little drill. You clean out the hole. Then you use an approved plug. You use an adhesive and a glue. You stick it in. Then the thing heats up. It becomes part of the tire, and it is solid as a rock. And I've got a buddy who's a tire expert that has told me about the virtues of plugs can be just fine for the entire life of the tire.
Okay, I've been in the business 35 plus years.
All right.
I've been doing truck tires, car tires before they were tubeless on the semis. Okay, back in the early 80s. All right. So when you plug a tire, there's gazillion wraps of cords that are in the tire. Okay, going basically north and south, around the bead, all the way around. Okay?
Right.
So when you plug a tire, you're taking an object that we'll say small, you pull it out, and then you're shoving something that is at least 10 times bigger into the tire, and you're taking all those cords and you're twisting them. It's like taking a coat hanger and bending it so many times it snaps.
All right, Sean, hold on. Sean, hold on a second. Can you hold on?
Yeah, I'm all right.
I want to get my buddy Craig on from Pit Crew Tire. I want to get Craig on from Pit Crew Tire. Hold on a second. I'm going to dial Craig.
Now, I've patched a tire before, and Sean, tires are only patchable in the tread. If it's in the sidewall, you need a new tire.
Andrew, I'm calling Craig, my tire buddy from Pit Crew, on the hotline. Andrew, can you pick up the hotline and see if Craig's available to talk to me? Because Craig, and I've known him for years. Do you have him? Yes, no? Okay, you have him? Tell him we're going live, okay? All right, do you have Craig? All right, hold on a second. Here he is. Hey, Craig, it's MJ.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're live on the air.
Okay.
All right, so are you listening to the show this morning?
No.
Okay.
I just got out of the shower.
All right, so Craig, we're talking about Roxanne had a tire replaced, and she had a piece of shrapnel in the tire. And, we've talked about tire plugging. If you do it right, you've told me, right, that a tire plug can be, like, as strong as the tire. Is that correct?
Well, let's back up.
Yeah.
Plugging is what you're referring to.
Yes.
Is not accepted by the industry at all.
Okay.
I don't plug tires. We seal tires.
Okay. So give me the nomenclature, because I've got a guy on the line here. Hold on,
Sean.
Let me bring on Sean, if you don't mind.
He's been working with tires for 40 years.
All right, Sean is a tire guy, and I've got Craig, my tire guy, on. So do me a favor, Craig, explain to me what you've told me for years about tires.
Okay. Understanding since the beginning of tires have plies. When you plug a tire, what everybody refers to as a plug is a corded material that has a brown glue or adhesion to it, okay? And it makes it sticky. And you find the hole and you stick it in there. The problem with the plug, people don't find the hole. They find the outside hole. They don't find the inside hole, so they just jam it in there. Over time, that plug starts to dry out. It becomes a wick. It moistures the water through that wick into the tire, and now the moisture gets in between the plies. That's what causes a tire tread separation. Understanding that, the industry has gone with, they want you to inspect the inside of the tire. You must seal all tires and patch it from the inside. I opt not to patch it from the inside. There are some checks I can do without ever removing the tire from the wheel that tell me if the tire has an internal damage. Meaning, if I think it is, I'm going to take it apart, but I let the people know if I take it apart, I can't put it back together. It's going to be an unsafe act if the tire is delaminated. So understanding that whole system, the industry requires you to seal, not plug. It must be sealed, and that seal is made with patching material that has 100% butyl gum on the outside. That gray material that you see when I show you when I repair your tires,
yep,
that is 100% rubber.
And I have never had an issue. Those, whatever plugs or whatever the process that you do.
It's not a plug.
I'm sorry.
You're using the wrong term.
The seal.
And that's what Sean's complaining. Sean, do you agree with everything he said?
To a certain extent. So when you plug a tire the correct way, if you're going to do it correctly, it's the tire itself. A plug is to get you further down the road to a gas station, service station, your friend.
All I know is that what Craig does for me, the process that Craig does, that tire is good. That tire is good for the rest of the life of the tire.
It's resealing the tire, bringing it back to new standards.
Now I got to move on here, guys. But Craig, final word. Go.
I understand, MJ. You want to give your friend the time and everything, but you're giving the listener no time to explain.
We gave you plenty of time, Sean. No offense.
All right, Sean, go ahead. Yeah, 20 seconds. Go.
Okay. So the correct way to patch a tire, plug a tire, is to get it in, get it down to the gas station so the guy can take it apart, buff it from the inside, put a patch in there. Now, there's a patch and plug where it's a patch and a plug in the middle, and you can drill the hole out and ream the steel cords. If you don't do it correctly, you will get tread separation. You'll get sidewall bulging, which we call it an outie, which at some point in time, the steel cords got twisted and bent and air trapped in between them and went to the nearest location, which would be the sidewall.
Okay. All right, Sean, thank you. All right, Sean, hang on. Craig, 20-second rebuttal. What do you want to say? You want to agree with Sean? Craig, 20 seconds. Go.
Understanding, because you got to understand, me and Sean, I have gone to school. There are very limited schools around. I'm an engineer in the fire service, so I have a little bit more technical understanding. But Sean is in the same position I was. We had to learn by experience and knowledge. Everything he says is true. Plugs are a temporary repair so you can get somewhere. People don't use them as temporary repairs. They use them as permanent repairs, which is why I don't use them, and the tire industry does not recognize them.
All right, so Craig, final word. I got to move on here. So what is the process you do to my tires that have been perfect every time for 15 years?
It's a little different, but you notice we always use an awl. And if we can't find an awl, we'll use a needle, and we'll find that exact hole. So if it goes in at an angle, when you plug it, people just jam it in straight down.
There we go. All right.
Guys, thank you.
Craig, I got to run, but it's been tire talk on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105.
We have the Michelin Man coming up next, and he wants to take both you guys out to lunch.
Hey, Sean, thank you for phoning in. Craig, thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you, guys. All right.
See ya.
All right, we got to agree to disagree.
Just shut up. All right, enough of the tires. Enough of the tires.
All right.
We get it. Thank you, Sean.
We do a little bit of everything here at the MJ Morning Show.
It's a lot of it, but let's go.
Now, coming up in less than an hour, the ticket window opens up. Look! Oh my God! Look! Oh, look at the phones on the.
Before we became the tire talk.
Oh, look at the phones.
What were we? Yeah.
We were talking about buy here, pay here lots where you pay the dealer every month, like one of these independent dealers, and they have a device where if you don't make your payment for your car, they have a device they can shut off your car. And that's been around for like over a decade, if I'm not mistaken. All right, then we got to deal with Alyssa and the relationship issue. Folks, we do everything here on the MJ Morning Show, including your pick your ticket coming up in less than an hour.
And then we'll be talking about appropriate tire pressures for everybody who has questions about that.
The ticket window opens up between 9 and 9:15. Keep listening, because between 9 and 9:15, I'll tell you when to call in, be the right number caller, and you could win Duran Duran, Bryan Adams with Joan Jett, or Kenny Loggins. You pick your ticket. So that happens this morning between 9 and 9:15, and we're doing it every day this week between 9 and 9:15. Let me grab on the calls of people having their cars shut off if they didn't make their car payment by like one of those buy here, pay here's. Ken is in Wesley Chapel. Hey, Ken, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Ken gave up on us.
Ken, Ken hung up just.
Got a flat tire.
Yeah. Let me grab Anonymous. Hey, Anonymous, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Yep, go ahead.
Hey, lady. So, I had a buy here, pay here situation when I lived out in Vegas, and the guy was like, oh, if you don't make your payments, going to shut your car off, and you better make your payments. And so I ended up actually losing my job and having to relocate across the country, and I didn't make my payments, and my car never got shut off.
There you go. Thank you, Anonymous. Let's grab Lauren in Lutz. Lauren, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, everyone. I was calling because I think, this is litigation nation, right? And I think that it's not a good business move with Ford, right, to punish people.
Well, again, they filed for the patents. It doesn't mean they're going to do it.
But they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, they have. Ford has not done it yet, but Ford has filed for patents that if you don't make your payment to Ford Motor Credit, that they could technically shut your air conditioning off, shut your GPS off, make a shrill noise come out of your speakers until you pay your car payment. Yeah.
Right.
But what we were talking about is that some of the buy here, pay here dealers, the independent used car dealers, that there's been a device for a while that they could shut your car off if you don't make your payment.
Yes, and I can see how that would make sense, but if they're going to turn people's air off or make noises and they're driving, they're going to get sued.
Yeah, what if they're just filing? They're filing for the patents just to keep it out of the marketplace. Once you own the patent, you have protection for 20 years or something.
And companies file patents. They invent crap or file patents all the time that they don't use. You've got companies that have hundreds and hundreds of patents that they'll never actually produce the product to protect the patent. Hey, Lauren, thanks for the call. One more. Andrew, tell the other callers that I got to move on. One more call. Ryan is in Tampa. Ryan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
What's going on, MJ?
We are just waiting for you, Ryan. So what happened?
I hear you, pal. Real quick, my friend, he had some issues, and basically he had the same thing. He put $1,900 down on some garbage box that had 200,000 miles. It was like 225,000. Right. Bald tires. Yeah. Bald tires. Yeah. I told him, I said, listen, you can go to a brand new place, and didn't want to listen to me. Then he told me that he had to pay $310 for the next 3 weeks. The third week, he couldn't make the pay, so he called them. They said, okay, no problem. This is what he's telling me. all of a sudden, the next morning, he's going, and he couldn't turn the car on, tries to call them, nobody answers. The next day, the car is gone. Finds out that they came and took it.
All right, so they shut the car off and then they took it?
According to him, yes. And this was about a year ago.
Because I know that there were devices that some of these buy here, pay here companies have where they could shut the car off so it wouldn't start. And then I guess they disable it, and then they go, they do a middle of the night yank job right out of your driveway with one of those repo guys. Ryan, thanks for the call. All right, moving along. And folks, you're not going to find a show in the Tampa Bay area that has more variety than this. We got it all. We got plug-in tires to...
Especially if you love automotive stuff today.
To relationship issues. We've got it all. Listen to this email that I got from Alyssa. Hi, MJ. So first, let me start off by saying my family listens to your show every morning, and we love it and all your topics. I'm both an actress and an interior designer. I split my time between Tampa, New York, and L.A., spending a good deal of time here in Tampa. I grew up here. I'm 25 and single after coming out of a 4-year-long relationship. I wanted to touch on a topic that I think might spark your interest, or maybe not, ha, 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 ha. But I figured I would give it a shot and reach out because I think that this is a very big issue that so many single women nationwide, maybe even worldwide, are facing and maybe not comfortable enough to talk about. Dating apps. Was it Raya, Hinge, etc., and the fact that there is no market for a good woman. Going on dating apps and matching with a guy who seems really perfect only to learn a few days later that he's following 1,400 girls that are half naked and are posting racy, less than classy content. In my opinion, it's really hard for a woman to carry themselves in a more wholesome, classy way because of today's society and the messages being put out there. I heard one woman say, quote, what men say they want is very different than what they are lusting after on their Instagram. I wish that someone else would bring this topic to light so that more decent men would start being more conscious of the messages they're sending to the more wholesome women they are all claiming they want to find. I've actually posted a few TikToks on the subject. I'm not a TikTok fan. Obviously, we know why. Please feel free to share this or give me a call to discuss further. Say hello to your crew for me, Alyssa. Now, Alyssa sent me your phone number, and I do have some images. And I'm going to tell you right now, I did click on her TikTok link.
Alyssa, you're giving clicks to the Chinese Communist government.
Well,
shame.
I, for the purpose of research, I do not have a TikTok. I dissuade people from using TikTok, but I did click because I wanted to see what Alyssa looked like. Alyssa is very attractive.
Okay.
Alyssa is, we might use the term smoking hot. All right. So let me get Alyssa on the phone. And Alyssa has a grievance. This is a 25-year-old young woman that has a grievance. And she's got a problem with the dating apps. Looking at her video and her image, it's like, how do you have trouble meeting guys? All right, let me get Alyssa on the phone here.
And that was very well put. Her email.
I thought so as well.
That's an issue.
5-3, is that a 6? Hang on a minute. Yeah. And, all right, take the other digits off the air so creeps can't figure it out. Oh, I got to dial a 1. Oh, son of a... Yeah, hang on a minute, because I thought it was 815. It's 818. Hang on a minute. All right, calling up Alyssa. So let's let Alyssa have some time to talk about this and elaborate even further, because I think...
Hello?
Is this Alyssa?
This is she, woman with a grievance.
All right, Alyssa, first of all, what a well-crafted, thoughtful, intelligent email that you wrote.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm not blowing smoke. I mean, you're very, very attractive. And,
thank you.
And listen, I'm not hitting on you. But how are you having trouble meeting guys?
Thank you. You're so sweet. I mean, you know what? It's not just me. I think I have friends all over the country. Obviously, I've moved around a lot. I have friends everywhere, and it's not just me. Everyone is saying the same thing, and it's not. And nobody talks about it. We talk about it with, girl talk, but nobody comes out publicly and says, hey, guys, what the hell are you doing? Why are you following all these girls? Because it makes, and I understand, look, lusting after girls, I understand liking the pictures. I get it. You don't want to bring those girls home to mom. I understand. But we're all seeing it and going, ew, like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you liking all these girls' pictures and then be taking me on dates, you know?
Now, Alyssa, would you mind? I have your email here. I'm looking at your email, and you included some of these links here. Would you mind if I don't want to post the video because I'm not a TikTok fan because of the Chinese. The Chinese.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But
I get it.
now, I just clicked on your link. Do you have a problem if and I have your video here? Do you have a problem if I do a screenshot and put can I put your picture on my Instagram and on mjmorningshow.com?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. No problem.
All right, so I just went to your TikTok while we were speaking, and I hit a frame freeze, a capture on my phone. So what I'm going to do here in a few minutes is I'm going to put your picture up on my Instagram and say, this is Alyssa, the 25-year-old that can't find the guy. We'll also put it up at mjmorningshow.com. So hold on a minute. Now, tell me about, you were in a 4-year relationship that just ended. Was the guy in Tampa, New York, or L.A.?
So, ended a while ago, a little over a year, over in California. And then I came back home. My family came back. And and again, not just me, but what girls are doing is basically, and for me, I'm all over the place, so it makes more sense. But girls that are, remote are dropping their pins in different locations because they're like, well, the guys are trash here. Let me drop my pin in Nashville. Let me drop my pin in, Minnesota, wherever.
Right.
Oh, that's what I've heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, they're dropping pins. And I see girls all the time that are like, oh, I met my husband, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, after a while, it's like you just start to give up on these apps because it's the same thing. You're filtering through the same people everywhere. So,
but what about going out? I mean, what about you said that you work in. You said that your occupation is you're an interior designer and you're an actor. Now, have you done any acting that we've seen you in?
Very I've had a small role on Euphoria, but it's the industry is tough. But I balance it out with the design. I'm still auditioning. I audition, but everything's remote now. You can audition from wherever you are. You don't need to be in California. You don't need to be in LA anymore. You can do everything from self-submit.
It's funny that comment you just made about things being remote now. That's actually hurt the dating world so much because you think about times before all of this remote activity and you'd actually go out with your coworkers or go out with clients. And I know there are rules about, you can't hook up with people who you work with or, unprofessional be with clients, but still it was an opportunity to be out socializing and then maybe meet someone else who was at the bar where you're having a happy hour.
I haven't been able to write the full caption, but let me tell you what I just did. I just posted the image of Alyssa. I took a quick capture from her TikTok and I just posted a freeze frame, and it is on my Instagram. Andrew, if you don't mind, grab my Instagram and also post it up on mjmorningshow.com. So, folks, right now it's on my Instagram. If you want to see what Alyssa looks like, it's because, Alyssa, I'm just shocked that you can't find a guy. I mean, you're an attractive young woman.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
I mean, if I were 25 and not married, man, I'd be asking you out left and right.
That's not the issue, MJ. She's meeting guys. It's that you'd also be following 48 models on your Instagram as well.
And probably a bunch of OnlyFans accounts as well.
I mean, she's meeting guys. It's that the guys are like, why are you doing this on the side?
All right, if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me, I'm Certified MJ Radio. If you want to see what Alyssa looks like, and I don't throw around my commentary lightly, all right? I'm not blowing smoke. I mean, I'm shocked that you don't have any. Alyssa, I am shocked that you don't have an amazingly high quality guy.
It's it's tough. It's you have to be a little bit more picky, I think, and I don't know if these guys realize that they're just once you're in their Instagram, that's the test. Is they give you their Instagram, you go in the Instagram immediately. I go straight to the following list. immediately. And it's like, oh, forget it. Never mind. Immediately.
All right. Maybe the problem's you. Maybe the problem's you.
And I'm not a prude either. Like,
Because the problem's you.
I Festo is.
Listen,
I am shocked. Hey, listen.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah.
So is P. Diddy.
I'm shocked at this information.
He's shocked. All right, so
she is a walking Taylor Swift song. She is the anti-hero. The problem is you.
It is Festo.
So if a nice guy follows a swimsuit model, oh my God. Oh, end of the world.
If you want to see what Alyssa looks like, it is posted now on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio.
Okay.
And give me a follow while you're there. Certified MJ Radio. Picture of Alyssa's posted. And then Andrew's going to also post it on stories mentioned on. So if you're not on Instagram, Andrew, can you give me the thumbs up once it's posted? It should be momentarily, but we'll have it up shortly at mjmorningshow.com. So, Alyssa, is there anything we can do now with you talking to hundreds of thousands of people?
Yeah, recommend a therapist.
Festo,
because that's what she needs.
Alyssa doesn't need a therapist.
She does.
No, she doesn't.
I'm an actress and an interior designer, and I like guys that like women. So what's wrong with me? Oh my God!
I'm shutting Festo's mic off.
I'm dead right. I'm dead right.
All right, Roxanne, would you like to weigh in?
I actually am kind of in between you guys because, and Alyssa, I love you. I loved your email. It was very, very well put. But I do think I think what it happens to be is the age. It's a 20-year-old, 20-something-year-old guy. This is what they love. This is what they love women. They love pictures. They love their phones. And I do have to say, I kind of had an eye-opening experience. I was at a bar recently, and I overheard a conversation at the table of these guys. And this one guy was like, look at these pictures my chick sent me last night. And they were like naked pictures.
Oh,
and I was so taken aback, but then I'm like,
that's I completely
that's age
agree.
It's age appropriate behavior.
All right, you guys can't talk at the same time. All right, go ahead, Alyssa.
No, I completely agree. It is age, and I think when it starts getting to late 20s, early into 30s, when you're going on dates with guys and they're saying, "Oh, I'm looking for a good girl," that's really when it's starting to become like, all right, then what do you like? Just be more conscious of.
I mean, Alyssa, you're a model quality girl. I mean, from your picture, I don't know if you're psychologically whacked, but you sound normal. You sound fun. Now, give us an example. What are you looking for in a guy? What is your age range? What are you looking for?
I tend to go older. I mean, like not late 30s, but I'm 25, so 26 to 32. I'm.
Why are you grunting and moaning over there?
She's the problem.
Oh my God! Will you stop?
Okay, tone it down.
Watch it. Here she is. I'm looking for a sensible car, but I have pictures of Bugattis on my thing. Listen, it's okay. It's okay.
You're saying it's okay for guys to be all creepy and following all kinds of naked women online and still hook up with Alyssa. Is that what you're saying?
Nobody's looking to hook up. Alyssa sounds like relationship material.
She is looking for relationships.
And sounds like she's getting in the way of herself.
All right, so, Alyssa, you're not into the one-night stands, the wham-bams, right?
No.
Yes.
No, absolutely not.
And to think a guy might like pictures of women who post pictures of themselves. Oh, my heavens, no.
Once in a while, it's all right. But if you're looking for a high-quality woman and then you're going on there and liking, every girl you're clicking on their following.
You know what? I'll make you a reservation this weekend. Alyssa, table for one.
Yeah,
okay?
You are so obnoxious, Fester.
I'm right. The problem's her.
Right.
The problem's her.
The piece of advice I would give you, I do think sometimes, too, there's a little bit of a disconnect between the digital world and the world we actually live in. So those prospective dates might be, scrolling through their IG and liking all these hot girls just in their free time, but then they're going to sit down with you and have a great night out, and eventually that's going to transition into a worthwhile relationship. I don't know. Right. For some it might, for some it won't, but you just have to here's my advice. Don't worry about what they're looking at on their IG. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Just worry about how you feel about them in person.
I'm looking at the comments. Angelo said, you're absolutely stunning.
Aw.
I'm looking. People are going to my Instagram to see what Alyssa looks like. Alyssa, they can't find the guy, and I posted her image on my Instagram. Certified MJ Radio, and if you don't follow me when you get there. And then Andrew, is it up on MJMorningshow.com? Is it up yet? Yes.
Yes, on stories we talked about.
Okay, so if you go to, and I just did a quick capture. I didn't even look for the best possible frame to capture, and you still look great.
Thank you.
So Alyssa, do you want to try to meet a guy from the MJ Morning Show listening audience? Fester, why? What is
This is not the business we're in. This is not the business we're in. This isn't what we do.
Hey, MJ, I do have a GoDaddy web thing, matchmaker.com or something like that.
Right.
Matchmaker, if you want to buy that from me, I'll sell it to you. If you want to go into the matchmaking business.
No, we don't.
Love
That's not what we do. Alyssa, best of luck to you.
I'm guessing that matchmaker.com is quite taken.
Something
and
like that.
not by you. All right. Alyssa, anything else you want to add in your hunt for a good guy?
No, I think Roxanne said it too. The working from home thing. It's 100%. She's 100% accurate. Everything she said, I completely agree.
Thank you. That screwed everybody, or not screwed them.
It did. And people don't know how to communicate anymore, especially people my age. Everybody's looking at their phone all the time. Nobody knows how to talk.
Yeah.
That's another thing. We've talked about that now it's all texting and trying to have like an interhuman personal communication conversation. It's like ancient history. No one wants to talk on the damn phone anymore. The human conversation is a beautiful thing. Not having to text everything with BRBs and emojis and all that crap.
Yep.
So-
No, it's hard. It's very hard. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys calling.
Alyssa, your picture is up. I'm sure we're going to get enormous feedback. Do you follow me? You follow me on Insta, right?
I think I do. I'll double check. But
Okay. Well, go to Certified MJ Radio and see your hot picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Good.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Bye, Alyssa.
Bye, Alyssa.
Bye.
Bye.
Fester, you are such a rude clown.
Dude, I'm 100% right. I'm 1,000% right. You want to take a call from? I bet you we take 20 calls in a row, and they'll say I'm right. She's the problem. Get over herself, and she'll find an easier time finding a guy.
Because she's trying to.
She's a problem. She's looking.
She's in her own way.
I mean, it's
So
very
you're saying
harsh.
that she's cutting out 99% of the potential guys because her standards are she doesn't want a guy that's following 1,400 women online or on dating sites or whatever.
If they're single, that's what they think they have the right to do.
Yeah,
And they do.
A single guy follows people who are internet models? Oh, heavens, no. Oh, I won't date him. He won't be able to take me to Carrabba's. Oh.
Hey, Fester, I think this would be right up your alley.
Lay it on me, baby.
Have you heard about the it's funny. Have you heard about the free chicken refill hoax that's going on at KFC?
Dude, I heard about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Folks.
That's a hoax. That's not true.
It is not true. KFC is not going to refill your bucket for free. Okay? This is the KFC hoax that's going around. This is, again, a dumb TikTok thing. Folks, get off of TikTok. Get off it before it's banned. Did you see there are additional countries are banning
yeah,
TikTok?
I saw that. Italy.
Yeah.
When Italy's out, I'm out.
I mean, that's my barometer for European nations. So Italy's canceling TikTok? Is it going to ban it?
Well, I had the story here somewhere. I don't know if I can find it. But a number of countries are banning TikTok because it's a security risk. It's a Chinese communist spy portal into your life, power of suggestion. They're aiming and guiding. They're brainwashing people with the content they suggest. They can track you. They can get into every aspect of your phone, your contacts, your email. They can get into everything. And the Chinese are communist spies. They rip everything off. That's the Chinese government. I mean, the Chinese people that are oppressed are nice, fine people. The government is not. So this is another one of these TikToks that's rolling around, and this is just not accurate.
So this started, MJ. I don't know if you recall this. A couple of years ago, the big thing was free French fry refills at McDonald's, and that was a hoax that I found out firsthand.
Yeah, you went to McDonald's with the hoax. You brought your little cardboard French fry holder, asked them to refill it.
I ordered the large, ate them all, and I'm like, "Oh, can I get a refill?" And the guy's like, "No."
I heard about free French fry. Well, now it's KFC. So in the viral video hoax, there are millions and millions of views on this stupid thing. Supposedly, it's a free KFC chicken refill hack. After referencing an earlier video explaining the rumor, the guy heads to a KFC location, orders an 8-piece bucket, eats it in the restaurant, then approaches the server and says, "Hey, I'm all finished with my bucket of chicken. Could I get a refill?" And it's fake. There is no free refill on your bucket of chicken at KFC.
Unfortunately. Otherwise, I would never leave. Boy, I'll take KFC fried chicken and that coleslaw any day.
Did you see the video that's circulating of Taylor Swift jumping headfirst into a hole in the stage?
Wow, she's getting acrobatic.
Oh my!
How crazy was that?
But is this going to be at every show? Because we've heard that she's changing up her stadium shows. Listen, just because I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan because of, I had a little run with her earlier on in her career, and we had an interview that didn't go very well. I can still respect her talent. I can still respect that she is putting on a stadium show right now that people are saying is the greatest stadium show ever as far as... See, I can be the bigger person here. I might have a little personal situation with Taylor. Taylor and I kind of butted heads, some years ago. But I can still sit here on the radio and I can point out that her stadium show, which, was part of that whole Ticketmaster debacle, disaster, meltdown, that it is supposed to be outrageous. Now, what are the dates she's coming to Tampa? April 13, 14, 15?
Yeah,
or,
right in the middle of the month. That's right.
What is it?
Yeah, 13, 14, 15.
It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
But I forgot what dates those were in April. But there is video of a rectangular hole, almost like a grave site. Imagine, like a rectangular grave site that's dug. That opens up. It looks like it might be right in front of, is that a piano? And there's a guitar leaning against the piano. And then a hole, like a rectangular, like a grave, opens up in the stage, and she dives head first below the stage. Is that like for a costume change or a song change?
A quick smoke. Just have a couple of Marlboros waiting down there for her. Are you the only one calling this a grave, or are there other people calling it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either.
I'm just saying it looks like it's a
Portal
dug.
to hell?
What?
No, I just said portal to hell.
Are you suggesting you want Taylor to go to hell?
No, not at all.
What are you saying?
No, I mean, you went the first
Grave
dark
route,
place. Yeah.
Let me read this for you. Taylor Swift kicked off her Eras tour with a splash after seemingly diving headfirst into the stage during the opening concerts that they had out in Arizona. A video of the apparent physics-defying stunt carefully boasts millions of views. Where's the gold medal? People are asking. It starts out with her. I guess she sings a couple of songs. She strolls out onto the stage, and then she dives head first into the hole on the stage.
Yeah, it's a legit dive. I mean,
it is.
Hands over her head. What does she land on
She must have like a mat, like a gym mat down there or something, or maybe like a.
There's got to be like an airbag.
Right.
like when the fire department sets up like an airbag.
Or
Yes.
maybe they just put a pool of water.
It better allow you to slide on it.
Something. I mean, if it's concrete, she'd come out of cripple.
Or maybe it's like a whole bunch of foam. That's the cripple is not a politically correct term anymore.
I apologize to those offended. I mean, okay, fine. It was not politically correct. I got it. Okay.
But clearly, she's not diving into the concrete floor. They've designed something below the stage that is embracing and comforting her and catching her. And she literally is standing up and does like her arms in front of her like she's like Greg Louganis jumping off a diving board.
Yeah, it is kind of strange because
that's the only diver I can think of.
I can't think of any other diver.
Only diver.
When he hit his head. Fun fact, he never watched that. He refused to ever watch that video of himself because he never wanted to have that image in his mind of
but him hitting his head?
Exactly. So when she makes that dive, it doesn't look like she's going onto a slide. She like curls and goes.
I mean, yeah, it's a legit dive. It's pretty cool.
So the question is Taylor Swift going to do the same dive on stage here in Tampa next month? What are the dates?
13, 14, 15.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at Ray J. Taylor Swift is the 13th, 14th, 15th, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Are you 100% right?
98.
Do I have to look at my freaking calendar on my
I'll pull
phone?
it up. You keep talking. I'll pull it up.
My God.
I was pulling up the diving video. I didn't
No,
pull
because
up
you're saying it with certainty.
I said it 98.
It is 13, 14, 15.
Now I'm 100.
Now you're 100%.
Now 98's pretty damn close.
So the question is Taylor Swift going to dive head first into the grave-like hole in the stage at Ray J?
In Tampa, she should do a can opener. Huh? Where you hold one knee and you have the other leg out. That'd be pretty
How about
cool.
a cannonball? She can hold her nose and do a cannonball.
That's awesome. Yeah, a belly flop. I'd love to see Taylor do a belly flop in Florida.
Speaking of celebrities, you saw that the Gwyneth Paltrow ski accident trial is ongoing. And did you see her lawyers are complaining that they have a camera fixated on Gwyneth Paltrow the entire time? Even if she's not on the stand, just her sitting at the defendant desk in the courtroom out in Park City, Utah, that Gwyneth Paltrow's lawyers are complaining that they have a camera that's just fixed on her the entire time.
Yeah, they had one on OJ as well. That's what you get for having it on TV.
She can't take her pinky and do a little nostril scratch because the camera's on her the entire time. But do you know what else Gwyneth Paltrow? And if you don't know the story, Gwyneth Paltrow, like in 2016, this is like 7 years ago, Gwyneth Paltrow is accused of smashing into an older guy. He's now 76. So 7 years ago, the guy would have been like 68, 69 years old. And this guy sued Gwyneth Paltrow because he sustained injuries, he claims, after Gwyneth Paltrow, he claims, was an out-of-control skier and smashed into him out in Park City, Utah while skiing. Now, Gwyneth, after all these years, I guess didn't settle. They're going to trial. Gwyneth is saying, no, the opposite happened. She's claiming the guy rammed into her. So, and then Sonny Bono, he's now suing the tree that he hit. Maybe, wait a sec. Maybe Sonny Bono didn't hit a tree. Maybe Gwyneth Paltrow smashed into Sonny Bono.
Listen, if Sonny would have hit Gwyneth, he would have been just fine. I mean, she's fairly thin.
The other thing with Gwyneth Paltrow is, do you know the other item that people are pointing out?
I know two items.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, one item is that supposedly one of her kids was distracting her, and that's how she plowed into him.
Okay, next.
And the other item is, I guess this guy's like obsessed with her, and that's what her argument is, and that this is all he talks about, and
he uses Goop products all day long.
Yeah, and he can't.
Is it really? He's like a stalkerazzi?
Yeah, he can't enjoy wine anymore. He just
hold on. I haven't seen anything that proves that the guy at 76 years old is obsessed with Gwyneth Paltrow.
I didn't say I had proof of it. I'm just saying that that's what the argument is from Gwyneth's side.
But that's not it.
All right.
People are busting Gwyneth Paltrow because she's wearing Jeffrey Dahmer glasses in the courtroom. I swear.
That is true.
Hey, look at this. Look at this. Look at this comparison.
I knew they looked familiar.
Look at that.
They're identical.
They are identical.
Oh my God. It's like she went to eBay and bought the Dahmer glasses.
Roxanne, did you see this picture?
Yeah,
it's like she went to Costume Hut.
I got to hold it up to the camera. Hang on a minute.
Exactly the same.
All right. Let me hold this up now. I'm going to hold this up to MJTV. So if you're watching MJTV, and MJTV can be watched every morning live here in the studio, see us all, go to mjmorningshow.com, click on MJTV. You can watch us live from 6 to 10, or you can replay the show at any time. So later today, take a look at this. If you can't look at it, if you're driving, you can't look at it, just go back later on. mjmorningshow.com, click on MJTV. I'm holding this up right now to the camera. Now, is my positioning good, Andrew?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but it's not the best picture for what we're doing.
Should I move it in a particular way?
Yeah, it's perfect for what we're doing. It's in black and white, so
Yeah.
it's a grainy photo, but it's perfect. It's showing up perfectly.
All right, so we've got to put the story up as well. So we'll put the story up so you can see the image of Gwyneth Paltrow wearing Jeffrey Dahmer glasses. And these are the glasses that Dahmer has in the mugshot when he was arrested. And, of course, the glasses that the dude that played Dahmer in the very, very successful Netflix limited series wore. And they're busting it. They're calling her Gwyneth Dahmer now.
Okay, so I believe that Gwyneth is a beautiful woman.
But of late, my wife pointed this out, Michelle. And listen, Roxanne, you've seen it. She has not been looking great. Like, look at that image of her in court without the glasses on. There's one that Fester has right now. And I don't know if Goop products are doing that. I don't know if I'm running a Goop.
Listen, first of all, she's in court. Everything's dialed back. Like I said, she's a 50-year-old woman. I think she's beautiful.
Yeah, put her on the red carpet.
If
She'll look better.
Jeffrey Dahmer had longer, softer blonde hair
and no mustache.
Tell me he wouldn't be Gwyneth. Look at here she is in Dahmer goggles, and then there he is in the mugshot.
They're brother sister.
It's uncanny.
We will get the image comparison of Gwyneth Paltrow and her Jeffrey Dahmer glasses next to the real Jeffrey Dahmer. We'll get that posted in stories mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. We'll get that posted on mjmorningshow.com in just a bit. All right, this brings to a close our long 1 hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ Morning Show. And it has been wildly successful. Now, if you want to see the image of Alyssa, if you missed Alyssa, the 25-year-old hottie that can't find a guy, and she's fed up with meeting guys online and dating sites and then finding out that they're following 1,400 naked women as well. If you missed the story, you can catch it on our podcast when it posts at 11, or you can go back and watch MJTV. But if you want to see the picture of Alyssa, who can't find the guy, she's a very attractive 25-year-old woman. I posted the image on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. She said I could take a freeze frame from her video, and I posted it on my Certified MJ Radio. So go to Instagram. My personal account is Certified MJ Radio. Take a look at Alyssa. And also, we have it posted, if you don't use Instagram, it's also posted on mjmorningshow.com. And then just click on stories mentioned, and the link is there so you can see it. And also, when you hit Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, give me a follow so I can jack those things up. When we get back, what the flight attendants do on an airplane when somebody is drinking a bit too much. There is a trick. There is a trick that flight attendants do. So when a passenger doesn't know when to stop, flight attendants have a trick. So they don't turn belligerent, like if you cut them off and say, nope, no more for you. Well, that can trigger and cause a problem on a flight, but flight attendants have a trick. And apparently it works pretty well. Also, Gisele Bündchen, she's trying to dispel all the rumors about Tom Brady football and their marriage. So hold on, we'll get into that coming up. Oh, and you've heard of gaslighting. There is a whole new term that kind of goes hand in hand with gaslighting. And you got to hear about this. All of that and more next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you're... Gwyneth Paltrow is in the band. They could call it the Goop Goop Dolls. And little Goo Goo Dolls to help us catch our breath after we just finished up an hour and 20 minutes nonstop just a few minutes ago. The ticket window opens up in 1 minute. So when I say the window, because the window to win is between 9 and 9:15 this morning. So coming up, we're going to open up the ticket window. We'll tell you when to call in, what number caller to be, and you get to pick your ticket, either Duran Duran, Bryan Adams with Joan Jett, or Kenny Loggins. So you get to pick the ticket of the concert you want to go to, and that's going to happen in minutes. Listen, and we'll tell you when to call in here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, which is 104.7 FM. I had a bizarre, we had a lot to do here because you heard me tease a million things, but I had this bizarre, and the woman didn't write me back. I'm like, what are you listening to? I had a woman send me a message on Instagram on my certified MJ radio, and the lady sends a message and her account is private, so I couldn't send her a message back. I even hit the follow request, and she hasn't even responded back to let me follow her so I can send her a message. So this woman, and it's like her, I think her thing is like heart nurse. So I think she must be like a cardiac nurse or something. And she said, please, this is like just 3 days ago. It's like, it was this week. Please hurry back from vacation. I can't take listening to this guy for another minute. And I don't know what she was talking about. Because when we're on vacation, we put on best of segments.
Yeah, you get to hear us again on vacation.
And a lot of people, they don't even know we're on vacation because we do our best to mix all the segments up. So something that we did at 9 o'clock, let's say, during a show, we'll run it at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So we mix things up. And a lot of people, I always get comments, hey, man, the best of was great. And we tend to take our best segments from various shows and put them all together. So, and it's the same clock, meaning we follow the same segment times. We break. We still go an hour and 20 minutes nonstop at 7:22, 7:23. So it's the same thing. So this woman sends me a note on Instagram, please hurry back from vacation. I can't listen to this guy for another minute. I'm like, wait, we've been back for 2 weeks. What are you talking about? What are you listening to? Does she think that she's on 104.7 Q105 and she's not?
You might be listening to a completely different morning show thinking it's our fill-in guy.
That's the first thing that popped into my head. I'm like, what the? And she hasn't responded back to me. But it's like a mystery that's driving me crazy. All right, moving along. So, Heart Nurse, if you're listening, please, Heart Nurse, would you please contact me? And I want to know what the hell are you talking about? Please. And it's 9:02, so the ticket window's officially open. I can tell you to call in at any moment, but not just yet. I asked about flight attendants and what trick they have if they have a passenger that just doesn't know when to stop drinking on a flight. Now, a lot of flight attendants will just flat out say, no, that's it. You know, I was on a flight recently. Where were we going? Michelle and I were on a flight, and it was the row right. Oh, you know what it was?
No.
Oh, did you see the picture of the guy that put his hand on the middle of my...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Was that? It's on my Instagram. If you scroll down...
He was doing the old reach around.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Oh, really, Roxanne? The old reach around, really?
A couple more words in that sentence.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm scrolling. Oh, here it is. I just found it. So this one, let me get the date on it. February 12th, and it was JetBlue. So I posted this on February 12th, and my caption, this dude in front of me has fallen asleep with his hand over my JetBlue TV. 64 comments on that. That's a good number of comments. And the guy's hand, literally, I was watching ESPN on the JetBlue TV, and the guy's hand is right. He's got it draped over the back of his chair, his seat on the airplane, and his hand is right in the middle of my TV. I'm like, what, dude? What are you doing?
It's so funny. That picture looks like special effects. It looks like it's CGI.
Is that Thing? Is that what it is on the Addams Family?
It's the Thing from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No stitches, though. All right. Listen to this. This is the guy. It just dawned on me. This is the dude. They were ordering Tito's vodka. because JetBlue has the little bottles, the little minis of Tito's vodka, and they had like 3 Tito's among them. And finally, the flight attendant's coming down. They order more Tito's vodka. And the flight attendant finally says, you know what? You've cleaned us out. So were they really out of Tito's vodka on the JetBlue flight with the guy that put his hand over my TV? Or was that the way the flight attendant was saying, hey, I got to cut you off, but I don't want to say you're cut off because, there have been stories where when the flight attendants have cut people off drinking on an airplane, they'll get belligerent. They'll get angry.
Here's the other side. When the flight attendant says, you've cleaned us out of Tito's, then my question is, well, what kind of Grey Goose do you have? What kind of Smirnoff do you have? I'll drink. I'm already drunk.
Guess there's a little flaw there.
Yeah, I don't care what I have.
Doesn't matter. Hey,
Right?
give me some Kitty Dukakis CVS rubbing alcohol.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll take that. Just
I'll
mix
take that.
Mix a little Sprite and grenadine
well,
and that, and I'll be
You
set.
got some hand sanitizer?
Yeah,
Bring
right.
it.
Yeah.
Jello shots.
Squirt some hand sanitizer
What
in my
do
mouth.
you have?
Tell you what, those free wipes they were handing out when you entered the airplane? Let me just suck on that.
Suck on those.
Just suck the alcohol right out of those wipes, baby. All right. Here's what flight attendants will do, or at least one flight attendant shared this, and the flight attendant named Aunt D, she claims that when she has someone that just doesn't know when to stop and they're ordering drinks, she pulls a little tricky on them. You know what a trick is? So if they order a mixed drink, she will pour 98% of the drink with the mixer and put a little layer of the alcohol right on top. So she'll pour the alcohol right, so there's a layer of alcohol sitting right on top of the mixer. So they get that first sip and boom, what a powerful drink. Powerful drink. Like Al Pacino. Powerful drink.
It hits your lips.
So after the first sip, you have the taste of alcohol on your lips, and the rest of it you just down.
And she says it works. She says that a lot of people, they don't question the fact that the rest of the drink has no alcohol.
Because you're just focused.
No alcohol.
You're focused on that.
What's wrong with my flight?
On that first impression of it, like, this is strong.
Right.
And then if you keep drinking, it doesn't taste strong. You're like, you think it's yourself. You
How
think
strong
it's
is it, Al? How strong is it?
Very strong. I love it. It's fantastic. Best drink I've ever had. Love this airline. Best flight attendant ever.
Ah.
All right.
All right. What is the same essentially, or maybe even worse than gaslighting? You know what gaslighting
Well,
is?
I think gaslighting is the worst.
But this is like a subcategory of gaslighting.
This is like a passive-aggressive gaslighting.
It is.
What's gaslighting? Isn't gaslighting
Gaslighting is
passively making somebody think they're crazy?
Yes, it's you doing something mean to me and then me coming back to you and being mad about it and you making me feel like I'm crazy, like you didn't do anything.
So that's what we call Tuesday around
So
here.
it's our relationship. Yeah.
That's every day with us.
That's what we call Monday through Friday here on the MJ Morning Show.
As I'm giving this example, I'm like,
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
We're living this every day.
Fester and Roxanne.
Listen, simply put, gaslighting is making somebody feel like they're crazy. That's gaslighting. So it's you're causing somebody to question their own sanity. Gaslighting. Well, there is a little subcategory of gaslighting, and if you do this, and I'm sure there are listeners that are going to be like, oh my God, I didn't even know there was a name for that. Well, there is. So in addition to gaslighting, there's something called brightsiding. So what is brightsiding? Yes.
Does it have to do with the song, Mr. Brightside?
No. But if you'd like to...
Can we listen to that song?
If you'd like to have some musical accompaniment...
We never got to the hook.
That's all right.
That's
Mr.
fine.
Brightside.
So what brightsiding is, and you know people that do this, you might be the one that does it. Brightsiding is what they describe as being toxically positive about everything. And what it is somebody attempting to do good. They are well-meaning, And brightsiding is a way that people try to comfort others by insisting that on any situation, no matter how bad it is, that there's some kind of positive, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, or there's a positive message in stuff that's really, really bad. And when you do that, it's called brightsiding. Yeah, it's called brightsiding.
Well,
Al Pacino here.
Well,
brightsiding.
I mean, you have to look on the bright side.
Yeah.
I know your whole family got, hit by a school bus, but, at least your food bills will go down
what?
now.
It was yellow, and yellow is kind of a happy color. It could have been a black vehicle, or it could have been a miserable puke green vehicle,
That would've been awful. You're right.
It could have been like a black color car, like a funeral hearse color, more dismal, right?
Okay, my car right now looks like a funeral hearse. The caddy I bought looks like a...
Or like some kind of puke green mid-'80s Aries K station wagon or something,
You've just described 2 of the 5 cars that I've driven.
I know.
Okay.
Because Mr. Brightside or the Brightsiders, they don't allow you to wallow in your self-pity. You're like, no, this sucks. I need to be mad about this or be sad about this. You're like, oh, well,
that's someone.
hang in there.
It's like they're dodging reality, and sometimes you got to confront. There's bad stuff that happens, and you got to recognize that it's bad. And a brightsider is someone that, but let's look at the positive side. There is no positive side. I just got to get through a really bad, dark spot, But brightsiders will always try to hit you with, but let's look at all the positives in this situation. You just got decapitated. Your head is sitting next to the Ferris wheel.
But you still have a heartbeat.
Oh, but you know what? Let's look at the bright side.
I mean, you'll get discount admission next time you come to the fair.
So that's brightsiding. It's a whole new deal. Should we talk about brightsiding and Gisele Bündchen or what?
I mean, is she looking on the bright side of this divorce?
What is that? So always look on the bright. Is that song, Bright Side of Life?
Bright Side of Life?
Do you have that, Andrew? Can you find that on YouTube?
I like my Mr. Brightside better.
Yeah, I was a
well,
good
that's
song.
a modern take, but then the Brights always. Who did that? And was that from a
Monty
Broadway?
Python.
Oh, that's right, Monty. Can you bring it up in here? Fester, go ahead and click it. Is that?
I hope I don't have to play an ad.
Yeah, you probably. Hurry up, play the ad. Come on,
play ad.
Hit play. The quicker you hit
Hold
play.
On. 3,
2, 1. Hurry! Skip the ad. Skip the ad. Quick! Skip. Here we go. All right. Why is it not coming up?
Dismiss.
Yeah, you got to hit the. You're on mute.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Get your hands off the computer. Hang on.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Play it.
Mate, you mad?
Oh, this is the C. Where are they going to play the song? Hang on. Just hit play. Where's the song?
You must always face the curtain with a bow.
Here we go.
Forget about your scene. Give the order.
There you
They're
go.
all crucified.
Roxanne, do you like Gisele Bündchen?
Yeah, I totally do. Why wouldn't I?
Who do you like better? You like Tom Brady or you like Gisele Bündchen better?
If I had to pick a team, like say I was their friend,
Yeah.
and then they get divorced, and who am I going to still be friends with?
That's a good point. So can you, if you have a friend, and has that happened to you, like what side do you pick? Do you remain friends with the husband or the wife or both, or you got to pick a side?
And you know what stinks is like if your husband was initially better friends with the husband, so then you have to like stick with the guy, but then you grow to be friends with the woman.
Yeah, that's how that goes. I mean, that's why I don't like any other guys, because if they break up, forget it, dude. You're on your own.
Gisele Bündchen has given an interview to Vanity Fair, which was published yesterday, and seems that she's opening up about the divorce. She said that the rumors were very hurtful, quote, very hurtful, that Tom Brady's retirement, which was on and off, that was the root of the failure of their marriage, or in legal terms, the dissolution of their marriage. She says that those rumors that it was him unretiring, that is completely false and very, very hurtful. In the interview with Vanity Fair, Gisele Bündchen, who, in all honesty, let's tell the truth, she could not get out of the Tampa Bay area fast enough. I love the Tampa Bay area. We love but she's like this runway model, and Paris and Milan, and I'm too sexy for Tampa Bay, too sexy. I'm too sexy for Davis Islands. Really. I mean, that's what it came down to. This area was just not cosmopolitan enough. She didn't like it here. She hated it here. I heard from many, many people that, plugged in the know. She couldn't get out of here fast enough. She didn't like it. But listen,
Miami, it's very international. It's different. Miami is completely different.
It is. So she also, here's another quote from the Vanity Fair piece. She says, quote, "Listen, I've always cheered for him, Tom Brady, and I would continue forever. If there's one person I want to be the happiest in the world, it's him. Believe me, I want him to achieve and conquer." So, listen. The contest. Thank you. It is. The window's about to close. Hurry up. Thank you. Fester, why didn't you say something?
I wasn't sure if it was till 9:15.
It's 9:15. All right, we got to do it right now.
Real time or MJ time?
All right, hold on. There is an MJ time.
Yeah, I know.
But I want to do it. Here it is. It is still 9:14. Let's go. Let's go with caller 25.
Because 9:14 and 45 seconds.
800-990-1047. It is now 9:15. All right, but I got it in. It just turned to 9:15. All right, the ticket window is open from 9 to 9:15. I apologize. I wanted to do it a little earlier, but I got a little carried away. Got carried away! All right, 800-990-1047. Caller 25 right now. You get to pick your ticket. So the ticket window here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105 is open. You get to choose between Duran Duran, Bryan Adams with Joan Jett, or Kenny Loggins. Call up now, be caller 25, and pick your ticket right now on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. All right, back to Gisele Bündchen. It sounds like, that she still has some love for him, but just didn't want to be married to him any longer. And then she continues and says that the tabloids made me somebody who is against football amid the divorce news. So she says that the tabloids and the gossipy crap out there
made her anti-NFL.
Well, and tried to make her like anti-football, and that Gisele hated football. And she said, "Are you kidding me? I learned about it. I used to joke that I was going to be able to be a ref because I watched so many games and I loved it." Then she said that their divorce is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. She said that it isn't so black and white. She also denied rumors that she's now dating Tom Brady's friend, this billionaire, like 55-year-old dude named Jeffrey Sofer, or Safa, Soffer, Sofer, whatever it is. So she says, no, there's no truth. I'm not dating the billionaire. Did they ask her about the jiu-jitsu guy?
I mean, that's a different story. She just didn't acknowledge that one.
She said, as far as the billionaire dude, I have zero relationship with him in any way. He's Tom's friend, not my friend. But she was spotted having lunch with him, right?
Yeah. They were eating together in what country? Somewhere in Central America.
I don't know. So even Costa Rica.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's Tom's friend, not mine. I wouldn't be with his friend. I wouldn't be with this guy. What else did Gisele Bündchen say? And then we'll grab 25 here in a second. Here's what Gisele said. I'll wrap it up with a couple of things. Gisele said, we realized that we just wanted different things, and now we have a choice to make. That doesn't mean you don't love the person. It just means that in order for you to be authentic and truly live the life that you want to live, you have to have somebody who can meet you in the middle. She said, I want to do things that I believe are an extension of me. It is not an extension of herself, but instead being an actress in a silent movie, whatever the hell that means. She says, I don't want to be a character in someone else's movie. Okay, that makes sense now. And when I do that, it doesn't feel comfortable to me. She says, as far as Tom Brady and herself and the family and the kids, they might be divorced, but we're not playing against each other. We are a team. Because, listen, they still have kids together.
Sure.
So that's what Gisele Bündchen has said. And with
Of
that,
course, you're still rooting for the guy who you have kids with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tom wanted a cat.
But wait a sec. There are relationships that are just ugly. I've heard about more nasty, ugly splits than I have of amicable, friendly splits. Let's be honest. I mean, at least that's the way that I've seen things from people that I've known that have, broken up their marriage.
I told my old lady I'd be the coolest guy ever if she dumped me, but she still hasn't done it. So
let me grab.
It's on her now.
Caller 25 is line number 4. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello. What is your name?
Oh, my name's Kim.
Hey, Kim. Thanks for calling the MJ Morning Show. Can you tell me exactly why you phoned in this morning? Hold on a sec. Your cell phone. All I heard was.
Okay.
Kim, why are you calling in?
For some tickets?
Yes, it's the ticket window. It is open. It's pick your ticket. So, Kim, you are caller 25, so you win.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Now, Kim, you got to pick a ticket. So, do you want to see Duran Duran June 17th at Amalie? Do you want to see Bryan Adams with Joan Jett June 21st at Amalie? Or do you want to see Kenny Loggins on September 16th? Pick your ticket.
I think I'm going to go with Duran Duran.
Duran Duran is it. Bam! You got it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Kim, for listening to the MJ Morning Show. I hope you listen every single morning.
I do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hold on. We're going to put you on hold, and Andrew's going to get all your inflammation, okay?
Okay.
All right. And if there is additional inflammation, use an NSAID, okay?
You're sitting cracking her up.
All right. There we have. So more pick your ticket tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's the last day. I think it ends tomorrow. So Friday, 9 to 9:15, and we'll let you pick your ticket again. Hey, if you're a pot smoker and you're a woman, hang on a minute. There's new news. If you are a cannabis connoisseur and you're a woman and more of a younger woman, you got to hear what we're going to get into next. You know what also I didn't get to? I didn't get to the creepy nanny situation.
Ooh,
Remember I mentioned that?
yeah, a while ago. When did you mention that?
There's a creepy nanny situation that we'll get into in just a bit. And I got to go through the pile because we're going to do our final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next, and it's going to be pretty jamulated up good. Now, it's going to happen. It might not happen. Q105, 104.7 FM. And just a reminder, if you love the MJ Morning Show and you only listen to a little bit, make sure that wherever you are, where you're not typically in the environment where you would listen, like in a car or maybe a radio at home, you can listen to us anytime. So wherever you are, you just start thinking that you don't have to be near like a normal radio. Just use your smartphone. You can listen to the entire MJ Morning Show, however it fits your schedule, on your phone. Just make sure you download the My Q105 app, so My Q105 app, the TuneIn app, the Odyssey, Audacy app, or the iHeartRadio app. Get the app, then do a search for Q105 Tampa, and boom, you can listen to the entire show on your phone, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. There is also now a rebuttal, apparently from Tom Brady. I just saw this. Tom Brady, well, they're saying that is it cryptic? Is it curious? So the New York Post just posted, this is the top item right now on the New York Post. We just spoke about Gisele Bündchen and her interview that she gave to Vanity Fair, and now this thing just hit. Tom Brady is not staying silent on social media following ex-wife Gisele Bündchen's wide-ranging interview with Vanity Fair. A day after the 42-year-old supermodel shut down rumors that she gave Brady, 45, an ultimatum to retire, the 7-time Super Bowl champ shared a cryptic quote this morning on his Instagram story about enduring the betrayal of false friends. What the hell's that?
What?
Yeah, this is interesting. What is success? The quote by famed author Ralph Waldo Emerson began, to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. Why did he post this? Why did Tom Brady put this whole kind of cryptic, weird, almost like obituary, like message up on his Instagram? What is he getting at? What do you think?
He's deep. Maybe he's just trying to show how deep and philosophical he is. In addition to
the betrayal of false friends, what is the message that Tom Brady is sending out here? This is interesting.
I haven't called him since he retired from the Bucks,
Yeah.
So he could be talking about me. Sorry, Tom. I'll give you a call sometime soon.
There you have it.
Don't wait up. But.
I'm not a fan of that. Like when people post messages that are directed at one particular person, they're kind of cryptic.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if there's any other further interpretation of what message Tom Brady is. Is he getting at and poking the 80 for Brady ladies or something? Or
talk about false friends. They just use them for the sex.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Baby. Now, have you heard from Froggy?
I sent a text to him earlier, and he did not reply back.
It's unbelievable. What's his number? 8132. I think that's his number. I think I know. I don't know Kim's number. Maybe I'll call Kim. But Froggy has like this habit of never answering his phone.
He's not going to answer it now.
Never answering texts. Froggy said he can't walk.
Please leave a message after the beep.
Yeah, what'd I tell you? Let me call Kim. Froggy texted us this morning saying that his back was so bad he couldn't even walk.
I offered to give him a therapeutic massage, and he turned it down, so I have no pity on him.
Let's call Kim. Let's see if we can get a health update from Kim, Froggy's wife.
Hi, you've reached Kim. I can't get to the phone.
Jeez, I can't. The whole family's ignoring me. I can't get a call into anyone. That's why they call them mobile phones, So we don't know what Froggy's story is. We don't know if he's coming in tomorrow. We have no clue whatsoever.
It's really day to day. He missed Monday, but he was here for Tuesday and Wednesday. And now...
Well, last night he sent the note saying, my back is terrible, but I'm coming in. And then this morning we got the message that I can't move, I can't walk, I can't make it. So Listen, I just want to check in with Froggy, make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
But he's got to be able to do something. Hey, speaking of health, I have a message, and this I think is really for more younger women. Like, Roxanne, what would you say childbearing age is? What is the, well, I'm looking at you because you're the woman.
No,
you know?
no,
But-
I'm laughing for me or for
But I would say
society.
for women, the most children are probably, if I were to pick the median age of most mothers in this country, I would say, what, 28? Do you think that's, but childbearing years, the most common, would you say probably between what, 23 and 35?
Well, they do say that your fertility starts to drastically decline after, mid 30s.
Yeah, but
young to mid 30s.
I would think the bell
So-
curve of mothers is
Right.
probably in the mid to late 20s to the mid 30s.
Yes, exactly. I would say like 26 to 34 is when it's easy, it's happening, and that's
Okay.
when the bulk of them are. But having said that, a lot of women are pushing having children off until later years. They're using IVF. They're using different methods. So that number, that average age of when you have a child, is definitely getting older.
Is this the in-depth answer you were looking for?
Well, it's good addition to the conversation.
Or were you just looking for a number?
Let me frame this right now.
Okay.
If Froggy were a 25-year-old woman, there's no way he'd get pregnant.
Oh, he'd be so ugly. I mean,
Well,
he would be the ugliest woman ever.
Hang on. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh, my God, with that beard? Jesus.
Faster. Here's the deal. There is new evidence. There's new research, and they're saying this is a warning to young women that smoking marijuana, smoking that green leaf with the active ingredient of THC in your teens slashes your egg count in half, apparently, according to a new study.
That's not good. You feel like you have a lot, but then you get up into your 40s and you realize you might not have that many
But hey,
left.
listen, but this could be a deal, when you get into your 20s.
Yeah.
So this is early. That's why I said young women. Listen carefully. Smoking cannabis as a young woman could absolutely slash your egg count in half, according to a brand new study. Teenage girls who smoke marijuana may be permanently harming their fertility, according to researchers.
Not Froggy. If he were a female, you would need the weed to get that one pregnant.
You would need the weed.
Oh, man, he'd be so ugly.
So just a heads up. A study led by the University of California, Irvine, found adolescent female mice exposed to THC, the psychoactive chemical inside marijuana, had 50% fewer healthy ovarian follicles than the control group by the time they were adults. And in many cases, the research on animals does translate to humans. So it's an early indicator that a teenage girl that's just puffing up a storm is all 420 it all day long, she might have half the eggs when it's time to get all pregorama.
Yeah. Well, just an interesting fact about the human body. We are born with all of our eggs. As soon as that baby comes out, it has between 1 and 2 million eggs ready to.
Between one, like the number one, or 1 million and 2 million eggs?
No, 1 to 2 million eggs.
Yeah. The number one, like there's one egg.
Like, 1, 2,
No,
3,
no, no,
4,
no.
5, 6.
1 million to 2 million.
Oh, I thought you meant like an egg Benedict. We get one egg on top of the toast. I mean, or on top of the English muffin.
All right. So, hey, heads up, ladies and gentlemen. And this is creepy, man. This is terrible. There is a story that's coming out about a Manhattan father. This is up in New York. And I just hope that no nanny or babysitter has to endure this. And folks, do not put up with this. And if you have a daughter that's babysitting, you got to have the chat. I mean, because you know what the worst thing is like creepy babysitter dad. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And we've had stories over the years, where the father drives the babysitter home and it's like, that's not good. But there's a story about an Upper East Side guy who was interviewing young women for a nanny and babysitting jobs and would ask them about having sex with them during the... How sick is that? You're interviewing young women for babysitting and a nanny job, and you're asking them about also their sexual proclivities and having sex as part of the job. What
sounds like you're soliciting a prostitute, and sounds like you're a pedophile.
The guy who's being accused is Jason Kupperman, 43 years old, from the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and one of the women that was solicited wrote on Facebook on the parent and nanny group, "Please avoid this man at all costs, or anyone who seems like they might want to take advantage of you." That's terrible. And that's like a nightmare as a father, and Chloe's done some babysitting when she was younger. That's just a nightmare scenario that any adult male would be that creepy to solicit and try to groom or ask questions about, can he get some action? That's terrible. All right, Michelle, I don't know if we have time for this whole thing, but Fester, where's the video? Do you have it queued up for me? Did you hit it? It
refreshed itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, hang on a minute. So Michelle sent me this and said you might need to talk about this.
What is it?
Apparently, this is from Good Morning America, and we're probably not going to have time to go into full depth this morning.
I love Robin
But
Roberts.
let me jam a flag on the surface of the moon here and kind of stake a claim, and then we'll talk about this a little later on. But it's a new warning about scammers posing as delivery workers.
Oh.
Yeah, so hold on. The video's queuing up from Good Morning America in 3, 2, here we go.
GMA with a new warning after a spike in suspected criminals impersonating delivery drivers. Becky Worley is tracking this for us. And Becky, a lot of us get deliveries, so how can we protect ourselves?
Robin, good morning. Yeah, the next time someone knocks on your door, you may want to think twice. A new trend, thieves impersonating delivery drivers.
Wow.
2 victims tell us their experiences off camera, and it does sound frightening.
This morning, a criminal fake out of something we see daily, food delivered to the front door. But the homeowners say they didn't order food. The deceptive delivery late at night, a distraction. Watch as a crew of 4 hooded men simultaneously try to enter the house from the backyard.
Oh, wow.
It happened in Texas while the homeowners were in the house, fast asleep.
I heard a noise. It sounded almost like metal clinking. I woke up because of that noise.
The homeowner says she didn't open the door, and through good fortune, the alleged thieves weren't able to break in.
Wow. All right, let's delve in a little deeper on this tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So they have a decoy that knocks on your front door holding a bag like it's an Uber Eats or a what are they?
Grubhub or something like that.
Exactly. And then they've got a whole gang of other individuals for a potential home invasion, then to rob your blood. That's terrible. So the warning about scam deliveries to try to rob you, that's terrible. We'll get into that in more detail tomorrow, but heads up in case it happens tonight. Okay?
Watch out.
Okay. Exactly. Hey, you know what? We had a delivery at my house. Where were we? Michelle and I were, I think we were in Scotland, and my phone rings, and, I have a little box and a speaker. So my phone rings, and someone's at my gate, and they're like, "Food delivery." I'm like, "I didn't order any damn food." And then I said, "What's the address?" And they read my address. I'm like, "I didn't order any food." So I don't know whether I was a potential victim of this.
Oh, you should have had him drop it. I would have come by and got it. That probably would have been delicious.
I don't know what the story was. All right, folks, have a fantastic day. Anything else before we get out of here today?
No.
All right, this puts the closer on a solid MJ Morning Show today. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Website is loaded, mjmorningshow.com. If you go to mjmorningshow.com and click on stories and videos mentioned, we got a lot of stuff today, including the picture of Alyssa, the 25-year-old that is very attractive and can't find the guy. And we had her on this morning. Take a look at her picture. It's on our website, mjmorningshow.com, on stories mentioned, and it's also on my Instagram. If you want to go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, you'll see the picture of Alyssa, who can't seem to find the guy and is having miserable luck with the dating apps and all that. So Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, take a look, and people are commenting left and right on Alyssa. And while you're there, give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You can always email me. My private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. And let's be careful out there.
The Q105